Native full count pitch swung on and missed. The Gateway Grizzly, Colin Sullivan, strands Tucker Nathans in the leadoff double to the bottom of the first. West Division of bat, no score for Mozinga Fields.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that'll bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your visit today at baseballhall.org.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
This broadcast is partially underwritten by St. Xavier University. St. Xavier's Graham School of Management is accredited by the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business International, AACSB. This accreditation ranks the Graham School of Management among the top 5% of business programs in the world. For more information on St. Xavier University's Graham School of Management, please visit their website, sxu.edu.
On color, and almost over 15 years for Terry Bonadonna in media relations and broadcasting here in Windy City. If you're a baseball fanatic tuning in tonight, look up A Wonderful Waste of Time, written by Terry Bonadonna. It'll feature...
I know you have a copy, partner. I have one as well.
Oh, yeah. It's fantastic stuff. It's not just about Windy City Thunderbolt baseball. It's about this league. It's about the passion, desire here in a scoreless bottom of the first of the game of America's pastime. As Jairus Richards, the center fielder, will lead off. The left-handed batting center fielder. First pitch from the Clavier, Tucker Smith, right-hander, outside 1-0. As Richards' .329 average, and I will ask Jason about, that's the only question, is this misses 2-0 from Smith, but in terms of, hey, Gateway, it is a friendly park. But again, this is a celebration. I'm just going to see what his response is in terms of the hitter-friendly field in Gateway. Quickly, a 3-0 count to the leadoff West's batter, Richards, and now he grounds one foul toward the first base side. 3-1.
And for Richards, his big thing has been on the base paths this season. I know he's been impressive in that regard. Get my numbers correct, 30 stolen bases, second in the entire league. As this 3-1 pitch misses down low, a 5-pitch walk to the former Thunderbolt, Jairus Richards, partner, to start off the bottom of the first.
Yeah, leadoff walk, which, that's one of the things that's obviously, we had a couple showers early in the first, but things still sunny skies. From Crestwood, Illinois, no score, bottom of the first. So the Gateway Grizzly, Richards to first, and now the Florence Yalls, Craig Massey. And now runner-off, Richards sliding into second. And boy, that's a scouting report on this guy. Loves to base run, he loves the small ball. And boy, that's a stolen base. Wow, that's some quick feet there.
May have heard me from up here talking about his stolen base numbers. Wastes no time on the first pitch to Massey, which missed for a ball. 10-year veteran now has a runner out in scoring position.
Mazzei again winning last night, one of the competition events, as he takes a 2-0 pitch here.
Him and Andrew Penner were the finalists in the precision hitting, which, like I mentioned, I enjoyed that competition very much.
It was awesome. And the strike called 2-1 to Massey. If you didn't get a chance to tune in, man, I mean, just really great job again, but so many different obstacles and things in succession that you have to do. And I found it amazing. Fouled off from Mazzei as Massey of the Florence Yalls 2-2 count with runner at second, no score here in the All-Star Classic in 2023. Bells, Tennessee native, chops this down the third base foul line. Remains 2-2. 325 average, 24 runs driven in for Craig this season. So the West jerseys, I want to say they're ocean blue.
Thunderbolt blue. I dig them.
I like the West a lot more than the East, with my opinion, which doesn't mean anything. But all black are the East. This 2-2 just the way. Full count now to Craig Massey of the Florence Yalls. And if you don't know how that team name was birthed, it's a pretty crazy story as well. It's in Terry Bondon's book, A Wonderful Waste of Time.
Might need to
Explain it.
have Anthony when he comes on.
Yeah.
Maybe elaborate, because we probably aren't doing the whole story justice.
This one is hitting to shallow right by Mazzei as it's squibbed and caught by Tucker Nathans as Richards to third sliding will get there.
Man, is he fast. My goodness.
Wow.
That
What
was
wheels.
a fly out. Nathan's trotting back. Him and Raywaldy called them off. A pop out to the second baseman and shallow right getting a tag up from Richards.
That's great stuff. That's impressive. That ball in the middle of right field, I mean, again, I think, and it's interesting the communication here as Pete Zimmerman was in the finals.
I was going to say, if you want to talk impressive, let's talk about the guy in the box right now.
97 birth year, takes downstairs, St. Louis, Missouri born, and Gateway Grizzly. 371 average, league leading, 63 runs driven in. As Pete, the 1-0 takes for strike.
How about his OPS, too? 1243. My goodness.
You kidding me?
Talk about Raywald video game numbers. That's a step above. My goodness.
1-1 pitch is low and away. 2-1 from Tucker Smith, the right-hander out of Poitiers in Quebec.
We saw him this year when Trois Rivières came here to Ozinga Field. Saw Tucker make a start.
Big swing and a miss there as the lid pops a bit. 2-2 to Zimmerman. It was so fun watching him last night in the finals.
That first round, 11, that really set the tone. We didn't know what to expect, and he brought it.
There's 2-2 outside, 3-2, 1 out, no score here in the bottom of the first. To the West, looking to strike first here in this one, and we do expect substitutions galore. But until they come, we'll let you know. This pitch is
Good at bat.
bit inside, ball 4. So a walk for Zimmerman. Runners at the corners with 1 gone. Near the bottom of the first, and now the cleanup hitter, Dakota Phillips, the left-handed batting catcher of the Evansville Otters.
One of 3 catchers on the roster this season is Phillips, hitting from the left side. He leads the Otters in runs driven in with 45 this season.
Big fan of his at-bat song. Big fan. Strike called to Dakota Phillips, the Evansville Otter. Man, because, again, I don't want to bring my Windy City voice here, but we just played Evansville in Evansville, and so I heard it a lot lately. That's inside here, 1-1, and it's catchy, man. It gets me pumped up, too.
So this back-to-back years for an all-star campaign for Dakota Phillips. Was named an all-star last year when the game was in Washington, Pennsylvania.
As we've known, catching a premium in this league. This is fouled off. 1-2 to Phillips. Runners at the corners with 1 gone. Dakota, 45 runs driven in this year. Evansville currently knocking on the door, and we can go in all we want about the West is fouled off from Phillips. 1-2 with runners at the corners, 1 out. But again, I don't want to speculate too much. They're in 3rd place at 29-21. So 3.5 out from the Gateway Grizzlies. This is chopped. Runner going home. A lob home, and now a pickle and a rundown for Jairus Richards. He's tagged at 3rd. 2 outs. Runners at 1st and 2nd. No score remains. Well, Jairus is quick, but he's not that quick, Andy.
Yeah, try to deke that tag. There would have been some impressive stuff from Richards. Put runners on 1st and 2nd now. Another home run derby participant from last night, Jeffrey Baez in the box.
Jeffrey Baez, another Evansville Otter. 2 outs, no score, bottom of the 1st. As Baez 6'1", 260 pounds, Glendale, Arizona native. 38 runs driven in, 10 home runs, takes the called strike from Tucker Smith.
I know after this inning, Aiden Varley will send it down to him. He'll have
Beautiful.
a conversation with Chris Widger.
0-1 check swing. It's a called strike nonetheless. 0-2 to Baez. Runners at first and second for West Division in the 2023 Frontier League All-Star Game as Tucker Smith searches for a sign from Roosber Estrada, the Jersey Jackal. Fouled off in the 0-2 to Baez. Jason Garrett is going to be with us next inning of the Gateway Grizzlies. He gets to talk Gateway, and deservingly so. Steve Brooks, the manager, and Chicago, Illinois native of the West Division, and also the Gateway Grizzly. Just turned that club around, to say the least. 1-2 now to Baez. No score in the bottom of the first. Runners at first and seconds. We do have some action in the East bullpen. This is chopped towards shortstop as DeCochea will lob to the fielder's choice at second base, Tucker Nathans. No score remains. Top of the second we go here from Ozinga Field.
You know, Aiden Varley down, trying to find Chris Widger. Aiden, take it away, my friend.
The All-Star Game. I am here over at the East dugout with Chris, who is also and 5 is winner with the Chicago Sox.
Well, it appears we have dropped Aiden Varley here as of right now. In the top of the second, no score. And we'll try to get back to him as soon as we can. And Garrick, we have a substitution. This is where this is going to be interesting, as Jason Garrett, got the website open right now, joins us in the broadcast booth. As no score, Mark Citron, Andy Yakum here on the broadcast of the 2023 Frontier League All-Star Game. As Garrett Crispin, I believe, for the West, coming
Crispin
in the ball
on the mound.
game. And Jason, good to have you here in the booth.
Oh, it's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, how about your Grizzlies? I mean, we all know what the standings show, but what do you think surprised you most about the team this year?
You know, not a lot is probably the amount to which they're winning in this in the first half. The team has kind of played exactly as I think Steve Brook would have hoped they would have played. They've been able to score in a lot of different ways. They've played really good defense, generally speaking, throughout the roster. Their pitching was a bit rough there. They've dropped 4 series in a row in June, but not lost to any other series this season other than that. And the pitching was exceptionally good in the week leading up to the All-Star break as well. So there's a lot to like about what Gateway's done this year.
As Garrett Crispin, no score in the top of the second. Pitches outside to Rajanu. No score here to the East Division at bat as Jason Gred in the broadcast booth, play-by-play man of the Gateway Grizzlies. This is chopped towards first base as it's snuffed up and Zimmerman makes the play. Another Gateway Grizzly.
Yeah, Zimmerman has been unbelievable. He would have won Player of the Week, except that about half of his 14 RBIs in the last week or so came in the previous week, like the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the other half came after that. So, but the biggest thing for him is he's healthy this year. He was on this kind of a tear to start last year, and then he hurt his ankle in New Jersey, and it really wasn't healthy for him until the winter.
Crispin deals outside with 1 out, no score here in the top of the second. Well, Jason, have you been involved in other All-Star events throughout this league?
Absolutely. Yeah, I love coming to the All-Star game every year.
I know you sent a video and you said that This is the boat tour on Monday was the best event.
I got to say that was really, really fun.
Yeah.
That was probably the best thing I've experienced at an All-Star Week.
It's up there in the Zynga Crown.
I've been coming to them since 2014, so that's a lot of All-Star events, a lot of All-Star games. That was something special.
Love to hear that. And I know you say it how it is as well. This is a drifter here for Roosber Estrada to right field, and a jumping catch made by Baez 2 away here in the top of the second. Mark Citron alongside Jason Garrett. Andy Yakum here in the booth. Aiden Varley, Patty Cesarini, our field reporters respectively downstairs. Well, I got to ask you, Jason. This is my only grill question tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because it is a hitter-friendly park of Gateway, but boy, these guys, their averages are just astronomical. They're through the roof.
They really are, and first pitch is in there for a strike. I got to do some play-by-play.
Yes.
But the ballpark enhances the offense, but it is not the only reason for their offense. That's the great thing about this Gateway team, is that they're not just built to win in Sauget. They are built to win anywhere, and they hit some home runs, but they're not they're not reliant on the home run, and you see that in the numbers.
Yeah, and you guys have proven that, especially when you came here to Crestwood, a place that is the exact opposite of your guys' ballpark. You know, we were nervous for the home run derby last night with it being here, but you guys have found ways to win ball games away from home, and I think that's been just so key for you guys as well.
As you would expect, I mean, there's a fly ball to left field, and there's another Grizzly, Andrew Penner making the catch, but I guess I'll continue that in the next half inning.
All right, it's the bottom of the second. We go no score from the 2023 Frontier League All-Star Game. We'll be right back after this.
Thunderbolts Baseball on WXAV is being supported by St. Xavier University. St. Xavier's College of Arts and Sciences offers a variety of undergraduate programs, including biochemistry, computer science, communication, education, and leadership and public administration. For more information on St. Xavier's undergraduate programs in the College of Arts and Sciences, please visit their website, sxu.edu.
This year you can find coverage for all 96 Thunderbolts games plus the Frontier League All-Star Game and Skills Competition through the Thunderbolts Media Network. Flow Sports will carry a video stream of every game this year for all 16 Frontier League teams. You can find the free audio broadcast for each Thunderbolts contest at WCThunderbolts.com, courtesy of WXAV 88.3 FM and Meridix. Get your best coverage of Thunderbolts baseball all summer long from Mark Citron and the Thunderbolts media crew.
All across Illinois, Julie has made digging easier with 811 and its e-request feature. No project is too small. Call Julie at 811 or visit IllinoisOneCall.com to click on e-request. Why take chances? Notify Julie at least 2 business days before you dig by calling 811 or visiting IllinoisOneCall.com. That's Illinois, the number 1, call.com. It's smart, it's free, and it's the law. Play it safe and call Julie before you dig.
All-Star Frontier League Classic in the bottom of the second with no score. Mark Citron, Andy Yakum in the broadcast booth, joined by Gateway Grizzlies announcer Jason Garrett. And we got some real great family fun entertainment here. They're called Superstars.
Yeah, the Superstars. I've seen them a few times. They've got great names for a pun lover like me. They got Harry Canary and Derek Cheetah and Kevin Durant Eater here tonight. But they're great fun. Somehow they inflate those suits and they keep them inflated somehow. But I don't know the technology behind it.
Yeah, when I was given this list about like an hour before the game, and I'm reading through this, and I did not know what to expect. I've never heard of these things in my life, but that was some pretty good stuff. Yeah, I got the whole list of everyone.
I like.
We got Tim Tebow, Wayne Gretzky, Tommy La Swordfish,
Mike Rainbow Trout. I like that one.
Yeah, no, we'll see more of that throughout the night.
We have Grant Larson in the ball game. The pitcher at 6'7", 210 pounds, Ottawa Titan.
Oh, it's a perfect thing to have you up here, Jason. 3 straight Grizzlies, 6, 7, 8 in the West Order.
Yes, 6 of 10 starters in the lineup today for the West. That's not too shabby.
I'm sure that's got to feel good as well.
Yeah, they all deserve it. I mean, they've all been tremendous all year long.
It'll be DJ Stewart, the third baseman in the box now. Take this pitch outside from Larson.
And DJ, a St. Louis guy who's come home. He's living at home and playing for the Grizzlies. He's having a great time this summer.
What's the scouting report on DJ as he cracks one to left center field deep? This ball is gone.
Attaboy, DJ.
Gateway Grizzly with the broadcaster in the booth. Jason Garrett witnesses it again. DJ Stewart, a solo home run. And the bottom of the second, a 1-0 West lead.
You just asked what the scouting report is, Mark. I think that's pretty much all you need to see.
He can hit for power a little bit. He's got, I think, 8 home runs in the regular season. He got up to a great start driving in runs. I think he had 35 RBIs the first 30 games or so. He's up over 40 now, but he plays a good third base, and again, being local, he's just a great guy.
Well, there it is. Wow. Man, I believe in that stuff. This is outside as Larson here on the mound into another Gateway Grizzly. Andrew Penner, the left fielder this evening for the West Division. And now Penner cracks one into right field. It will be caught. Oh, wow. What a diving catch.
Josh Raywald.
There by Josh Raywald. Thanks, Jason. He's on it.
He can do more than just slug it. Nice play there by Raywald. And he'll bring up Abdiel Diaz. And Jason, Abdiel did not have the night off last night, despite not participating. It appeared he was everyone's batting practice pitcher.
I was surprised he was throwing to Zimmerman, and it wasn't Nick Kennedy, the pitching coach, who throws really good BP. But obviously it worked out. Zimmerman made the final, but Raywald just kind of out-slugged him there, and he's a heck of a player too.
That was a fun way to end it last night. The swing-off was something we didn't know that we needed, but man, do we need it. That was pretty great.
1-0 from Larson. Here to Dias. Chops one back to the mound. Trotz does Larson a couple steps to the throw to first. 2-away and a 1-0 West lead here in the bottom of the second as Gateway Grizzlies broadcaster Jason Garrett with us.
Kind of leading in with that Stewart home run. We were talking last inning about Grizzlies have hit some home runs this year, but they're not reliant on them, and they're certainly they've taken advantage of some at home because the ballpark is so hitter friendly. But they're scoring some runs on the road as well. They lead the league in stolen bases and hits and batting average and OBP, and they're actually, I think, only 5th in home runs as of the end of the first half. So it's not just the long ball. It's not just in Sauget. They're doing it everywhere, and that's the reason why they're in first place.
Chase Dawson, the base of the West Division here in the bottom of the second, as DJ Stewart a solo home run. And the pitch cut on a miss. It's just pretty funny that you're up here and it happened. I love that stuff, that sort of stuff. So
I know Mark will have Patty Cesarini down on the field following this bottom half of the second inning. 1-0 lead for the West.
Larson's 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. Well, what do you think the most exciting thing you've seen this year, Jason, is, at least from a Gateway point of view?
Most exciting thing?
Maybe a moment. It could be a game.
Well, there was an extra inning game in Evansville that really was really outstanding, and the Grizzlies were kind of scuffling a little bit. They had swept Washington at home, but Bosse Field always a tough place to win.
It is.
Middle game of the series, nothing went right the previous night. They come back and win in extras, and I think they're 8-2 since.
Now that is a tough part because this one outside, 3-2.
They're able to come back against Jake Polancic, who's a heck of a pitcher at the back end of Evansville's bullpen.
He's lights out. Man, it's a heck of a pitcher. Foul tipped here to Dawson, who won the bunting competition last night. Yeah, Jason, your thoughts on the skills comp 2023?
Yeah, I thought Andrew Penner was a shoo-in to win, especially after that first round. I was
a minute 4 second first round. I'm like, hey, he's not to be messed with here.
Craig Massey's really good, though. I've seen him a lot. He's a former Southern Illinois minor, just like myself, and if Penner couldn't win it, at least he did.
Brent Larson squares up the full count pitch to Dawson, takes inside, ball 4 here at the bottom of the second.
Could you believe, with the numbers that Chase Dawson has put up in his Frontier League career with Schaumburg, that this is his first ever All-Star game?
No, and he's a bobblehead before.
He's been a postseason All-Star a couple different times, but this is his first time in the midseason.
A bobblehead before he's an All-Star. That's incredible. That's a stat. Heck of a stat for you. 2 outs, 1 on as Mark Citron alongside Jason Garrett and Andy Yackham here in the broadcast booth. Runner on, 2 outs, 1-0 West as this is in the dirt. Here from Larson, 1-0 the counts.
You saw the speed from Richards when he got on in the first.
Yeah, right after I brought up the 30 stolen bases in the first half. Right
the
away.
Gateway single season record is 37. That is going to fall this year. If Richards continues to stay healthy and rake.
Richards right under the nose of 330, 30 runs driven in. Walked in the first, takes a called strike, 1-1 here in the bottom of the second.
With the pitch clock this year, stolen bases way up all across the league, and Gateway leading the entire league at that.
Speaking of which, Dawson's off. This is off the end of the bat. Foul. No, and rightfully so. You'd think as the pickoff moves as well, and what do you think of all the rule changes, Jason?
I like them. They've really helped the pace of the games. You don't see these long marathons anymore unless, you're Gateway against Tri-City putting up 36 runs in that game.
How about that?
That was insane.
Was that the football score game?
It was.
Oh, I got that email in the press release. And I'm like, that can't be
was
real.
That recap, yeah.
There was also a 21-14 game against Joliet.
That's the one I was thinking about.
By the way, I just got a text from the voice of the Boomers, Tim Calderwood, who I know wishes he could be here. We wish him the best getting healthy there. Second time that Chase Dawson's been in an All-Star game, and this is the first time he's been voted in.
Foul tip, strike 3 as Jairus Richards down strikes Jason. Thanks so much for coming in the broadcast booth this evening.
Absolutely. I may or may not be down on the field a little later doing some fun stuff.
Thanks for coming by. Jason Gret, the voice of the Gateway Grizzlies. Wishing him the luck the rest of the way. We do have an on-field report with Patty Cesarini, who's downstairs.
We're gonna keep it up here for just a minute, Mark. She's looking for Craig Massey right now, who was on deck to end that inning. So we will get it down to her at some point here in the next seconds or so, waiting for confirmation there. But so far, hey, we saw a long ball already. DJ Stewart, if you're just joining us, we're through 2 here at Ozinga Field in the 30th Frontier League All-Star Game, and now we have Patty down with Craig Massey. Take it away, Patty.
Craig, you've played in multiple All-Star games. What makes this one so different?
Oh, I have my family here. My kids are here, so that's the first one that they've gotten to be here for. So yeah, it's different. And it's been a few years since I've been to one of these things, so that's cool as well. So yeah, it's been great.
How memorable is it to have this experience with your kids?
Never forget it. Something you always dream of, just playing pro ball and having your kids there to be a part of it. It's been awesome.
Do you have a favorite All-Star memory from all the ones that you've been in, or is this your favorite memory, being able to share this with your kids?
Yeah, I'd say it's hard to top this one, so hopefully tonight finishes off good, but yeah, say this is going to be a tough one to beat.
Thanks. Congratulations on being an All-Star.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Patty. Mark Citron alongside Andy Yakum. 1-0 in favor of the West Division. DJ Stewart, a big fly there in the bottom of the second with the voice of the Grizzlies in the box, Jason Goretz.
Perfect timing, too. How about that?
And the festivities presented by Go Route. Go Route missions is to help every team achieve better, faster reps at practice, from improving the product to providing high-value support. We're here for you every day, working to help you and your players amplify communication and a more efficient at practice. Well, I was curious because with the defensive assignments, Andy, these guys not used to playing with each other. There was a shallow fly ball on the top of the first, but again, that communication, you think it's just naturally there, but
yeah,
I wonder if that'll come into play tonight.
We have Tim Holgraffer on the mound now, third pitcher of the ball game for Evansville. Holgraffer, I should say, for the East, representing Evansville. He'll get the 8-9-1 spots in the West order here in the top of the third.
Fantastic numbers, 2.56 earned run average and 63 1/3 of work here in the top of the third.
Is the team leader in innings pitched, ERA, and wins. He's 6-3 in 10 starts, 63 1/3 innings tossed this year at 2.56 earned run average.
Big cut and a miss for our leadoff batter here, Jason DeCochea, for the East Division, the top of the third. 1-0 West, the Ottawa Titan. 1-1 pitch is driven well to left center field in the gap for DeCochea. The Ottawa Titan has tied the ball game. Solo home run here in the top of the third for Jason DeCochea.
Yeah, seeing the ball well. He's got 9 homers on the season coming in to the All-Star break with a 287 average. Drove that ball. Holgraffer served. That was a fastball just up, slightly out in the outer third, taking it in that left center gap. Well struck ball, an exit velocity of 103.6 miles per hour. That one flew out 385 feet.
DeCochea, the Redondo Beach, California native, has tied the game to lead off the top of the third of the All-Star Classic of the Frontier League here in Crestwood, Illinois. Mark Citron alongside Andy Yakum, Patty Cesarini, and Aiden Varley downstairs. 0-1 the count to Edwin Mateo. The Sussex County center fielder takes in the dirt, 1-1. As the set and Holdgrafer's pitch is driven into center field. That's a base hit for Mateo with nobody out in the 1-1 game here in the top of the third.
8-9-1 spot, seeing the ball well off Holdgrafer right now. Get right back to the top. Tucker Nathans from the Boulders, who we saw double to lead this ball game off in the first.
Yeah, no, this guy's a hitting machine here. There's Tucker Nathans, the New York Boulder. And it's crazy, and I would love to get a scout up here, but that's probably too much. Because again, I'd love to get a peace of mind and sense of, man, you know, there's just so many dimensions to look for in this game. As this is outside from Holdgrafer here to Tucker Nathans, who doubled, as Andy mentioned, to lead off this All-Star game with a rainbow in right field. Can't make it up. And now Nathans lines this to right, his second hit of the night. Bounces to Baez on a hop. And now runners at first and second. 3 straight hits for the East Division in the top of the third in a 1-1 game. Runners at first and second, no outs.
Yeah, Tim Holdgrafer's probably a little confused right now, not used to being touch dump like this as he has been here in the third. A homer to Jason DiCochea to start the inning off. Back-to-back base knocks from Mateo and Nathans. Our trio of Jackals coming up here. It's the third baseman, James Nelson.
The New Jersey Jackal did not go around. 1-0 the counts to Nelson. Looking to get East their first lead of the night. And now Nelson bloops one to right center field. So running play here is caught by Richards. Runner tags here to third. Runners at the corners right now is off the bag at first. There's Nathans. Almost, I want to say, towards the halfway point of the line. One out, runners at the corners.
That ball was struck well, 320 feet into center. And we now have, you mentioned, tie ball game. East with 4 knocks. The West only 1 hit, being that solo homer from Stewart. And Raywalt's up now with him on the corners, just 1 out in the frame.
Holdgrafer's pitch, big swing and a miss there. Nelson maybe expecting something else. I beg your pardon, Josh Raywalt. Man, yeah, this kid can hit a baseball, as I mentioned early on. Is just a touch under 350 at 349 the average in this coming into All-Star Classic. 53 runs driven in, 19 dingers. He swings and misses again. Something off speed there from Holdgrafer. 0-2 the count in a 1-1 game. Runners at the corners in the top of the third from Mozinga Field. We have action towards the west pen.
It's Joliet left-hander Cole Cook.
And with Jason the booth, didn't even talk about Windy City Thunderbolt Garrett Crispin there. Great spot.
Good to see him out there. He looked good.
This one downstairs, 1-2 to Raywalt.
Raywalt, a strikeout victim against Sullivan of Gateway back in the first, looking for his first knock here in the All-Star game.
1-2 pitch set from Holdgrafer is downstairs, 2-2. Here to Raywalt. The Jersey Jackals, as we talked about, same record as Gateway Grizzlies. Of the East Division, however, is curious to see how that race will pan out. Swing and a miss, down on strikes. The home run derby champion, 2 gone. Here on the top of the third in a 1-1 game. Runners at the quarters.
Still got Barnum to go after here. Struck out as well back in the first. Barnum's had himself quite a year, the Tampa, Florida native. A 351 average, an OPS of 1137, 17 homers, 50 runs driven in. We did unfortunately not get to see him when they came here to Ozinga Field. Was on the inactive list, but he's been having a fantastic campaign and deservingly so, being here in the Midsummer Classic.
And now Barnum fouls off the first pitch. 0-1. Here in a tie ball game is Jason DeCochea, solo home run. Runners at the corners here for the East Division as this is outside 1-1 with 2 gone. 4 hits for the East so far. As the storm clouds appear to have moved out for now, it's turned into a very delightful evening here from Mozinga Field. The 1-1 pitch just away, 2-1. Here to Keon Barnum. Araj Anu on deck for the East. Holdgrave for set, 2-1 pitch right on the outside corner, called a strike, 2-2.
We'll see what he comes back with here. What's his put-away pitch going to be for the big left-hander?
Well, you tell me, the former pitcher Andy Yackham here in the broadcast
I'd go
booth.
something low.
All right, so there's the set, and now Holdgrave for the Otter. Off speed, look out, East dugout. Remains 2-2. Barnum struck out in the first. That's interesting because there is no live stats, to my knowledge, of this
right
All-Star
here,
game.
Pen and paper right in front of us.
You got it. I'm not keeping score
Scoring
tonight.
the game, my friend.
As 2-2 pitch is outside from Holdgrave for full count now.
Can't lose him here. Don't want to load the bases. Raja New from Sussex County, the designated hitter, awaits on deck. East got one up on the board here in this inning thanks to a leadoff homer from Jason DeCochea, looking to grab the lead for the first time here tonight.
Full count pitch, that's blasted to right. Baez won't be able to get it. It drops in a 2-1 lead. An RBI single for Barnum. And the East has the lead with 2 gone here in the top of the third.
Runners will remain at the corners as Nathan's able to go first to third on that one there. 2 outs going on contact, good base running there. Not a whole lot you could do. That's the weaker contact you were looking for. Baez unable to come in and make the play. And yes, Mark, right as you mentioned, first lead of the ball game for the East Division.
Holdgrave for set. Now runners at the corners again for the East. 2 gone, and the pitch swung on and missed from Mirage Anu. 11 home runs, 33 runs driven in. And a 2-1 East lead. Holdgrave for here set for the 0-1. This is fouled off 0-2.
New looking for his first knock as well. Grounded out 3 unassisted over to Peter Zimmerman to lead off the top of the second inning.
Oh, 0-2 pitch decided here from Holdgrafer. And it's on its way. Swung on and missed. Damage done. Jason DeCochea, solo blasts. RBI single for Keon Barnum. And a 2-1 East lead to the bottom of the third inning we head from Mozinga Field right after this.
This Thunderbolts broadcast on WXAV is being underwritten in part by St. Xavier University. In 2019, St. Xavier became the first university in Illinois to offer a fully online elementary education master's program that leads to a professional educator's license. For more information on St. Xavier's elementary education master's program, please visit their website, sxu.edu.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work.
Sorry, I'm late.
Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working. Who, me? Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
My name is Shay, and I have a condition that I take a medication that's made out of human plasma.
Hi, Shay. Welcome to BioLife. We take the generous gift of these donors in order to make these therapies. We make it safe, fast, and easy.
You know, you're compensated for your time while you're coming in and donating.
I just really wanted to thank you for your donation because y'all do change lives. Y'all really do. And I'm thankful for that.
Some fun there downstairs. What is that?
Tim Tebow.
The Tebow.
This is great, man. I've been thoroughly enjoying the in-between inning entertainment. This is awesome.
Yeah, we're supposed to potentially have a superstar here in the broadcast booth carousel. 2-1 Easts here in the bottom of the third. Partner, I might have to go for you for some scoring. I know what's happened lately, but DJ Stewart first had a solo home run as we lead off here in the bottom of the third.
Craig Massey back up. Left-hander out on the hill. That would be Grant Larson, his second inning of work, representing the Ottawa Titans.
Big cut and a miss, 0-2 to Mazzini. He's driven in 24, fly down the first 2 home runs, 325 average, and that precision hitting winner last night, as mentioned. As this is chopped towards second base as it's fielded quickly. Good speed there, Nathan's the throw. As one away in the bottom of the third for the West at bat. From Mozinga Field, Mark Citron, Andy Yakum here in the broadcast booth. We'll have guests in and out throughout the evening.
Talk about at-bat songs. I really like Pete Zimmerman's as he's stepped into the box for his second plate appearance. No official at-bat record yet. He took a 6-pitch walk back in the first inning. Getting a shot here against the left-hander Larson.
So partners, Andy, I believe, will take over some play-by-play in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings as handled, as swing and a miss, as with one out here in the bottom of the third, a 2-1 East lead for Pete Zimmerman, 371 average on the campaign with one out, shake check swing, and he was fooled by that one. 1-2 the count, I beg your pardon, with one gone. As Larson looking a lot more comfortable here. 1-2 pitch from the Ottawa Titan, and 6'7", 210 pounds of an outside. To Pete Zimmerman. Finalist in the Home Run Derby last year. 2-2 downstairs, 3-2.
Starting to see some of the potential storm clouds looming. I'm scared, partner.
Zimmerman drives this to right field as Ray Walt called off, and Mateo makes the catch. 2 gone here in the bottom of the third, a 2-1 East lead. Oh, Dakota Phillips, I already know about the at-bat songs. Oh, man. To the plate, the catcher of the Evansville Otters. See, I don't know if it's just me. I can't figure out any other at-bat song, but that one just gets me so hyped every time.
I think our taste in at-bat music's a little different, partner.
It's horrible. This is fouled, at least for me. Everyone's different, right, to get the energy going.
Yeah.
But that one does the trick. Fouled off, 0-1. One hit for West, a solo home run so far in the ball game. DJ Stewart, the only hit. As Jason DeCochet, a solo blast RBI single. Also from Keon Barnum is 1-1 from Larson with 2 gone near the bottom of the third. So Dakota Phillips is on the outside part of the play, called a strike. And when we come back in the top of the 4th inning, we will have a special guest from the Florence Y'alls broadcast department. As this is driven to the right side by Dakota Phillips, deep to right center field. That ball is gone. Another solo blast, as this time the Evansville Otters catcher Dakota Phillips gets the party going back here for the West, and we have a tie game in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, and I don't think Phillips could have picked a better time than now. The wind is howling out here at Ozinga Field. A 2-out blast with nobody on. We're knotted up at 2 apiece. His Evansville teammate Jeffrey Baez will step in now, looking to pad that lead, extend this inning, pass the baton, keep things moving around.
Larson set, big swing and a miss from Baez on 1 as Anthony Mazzini will join us, the Florence Yalls. And time called here from Baez. He readjusts his equipment here. 0-1 the count after a cut and a miss. How about that? So the Derby was fun, but good way to describe it. The wind is howling, but it's fun. Now Baez chops one towards the middle and a ground ball. It'll squeak through for a base hit. So after a fielder's choice in his first at bat, Baez now a single through the middle of the diamond. A 2-out hit for Jeffrey Baez. The Otters coming to play in the bottom of the 3rd, tying at 2.
Yeah, we didn't know how the pitching would go for each side today. For the West, we've seen a guy in each inning. This is, as we mentioned, Larson's 2nd time out, right-hander from Sussex County. Billy Parsons up and throwing down the right field line in their bullpen. Wondering maybe if that's not what they were looking for, to have him go more than this long.
As Larson delivers downstairs to DJ Stewart, had the solo blast in the bottom of the 2nd, as the Gateway Grizzly takes another inside pitch. 2-0 the count. Two-0 pitch from Larson, fouled off from DJ Stewart.
Got everything started out with that solo homer just an inning ago. Stewart, we mentioned, couldn't have been better timed, having Jason Garrett up here in the booth with us when that ball flew out of here. A .325 average, 7 homers, 44 RBIs, and an .881 OPS through the first half.
This one is away, 3-1. Now to DJ Stewart with a runner on 2 outs, tied at 2 here in the bottom of the 3rd. This is inside. Take a pass, DJ. Runners at 1st and 2nd now, so 3 straight knocks.
Yeah, I wasn't too thrilled. I was looking for something to hit, trying to add on as time will be called. I believe Chris Widger says one more. He was going to make the move out to the pen to bring in one of his own guys, Billy Parsons, but instead will elect to keep the left-hander from Ottawa, Grant Larson, into the ball game to face Andrew Penner, yet another Gateway Grizzly.
As Penner in the ball game, tied at 2, runners at 1st and 2nd at the bottom of the 3rd. And this is fouled off. The catcher there is Estrada. Shakes it off. Thanks to the umpire, Kevin Furman, for the throwback. 0-1 the count. Here from the 2023 Frontier League All-Star Game. One pitch is outside, 1-1 from Larson. The tie game is Penner, 360 again. I mentioned those averages. I mean, shaking my head so good. As Penner at the plate, checks swing and a 1-1, 2-1. So he holds up.
Yeah, like we mentioned with Jason back in the 2nd inning, I really thought Penner was going to just run away with the precision hitting after we saw him do the first round in just 64 seconds.
This pitch tapped slowly toward the 3rd base line, gobbled up there, but the throw, Nelson, not in time. Bases are loaded now, and we may see a pitching change. We'll find out, as we're tied at 2 with 2 gone. Bags are loaded here in the bottom of the 3rd.
We are going to get the call. Billy Parsons, Sussex County right-hander, will come in to relieve Grant Larson. We'll be back here from Ozinga Field after this break.
Hey fans, Swapo-Rama is a proud sponsor of your Windy City Thunderbolts. At Swapo-Rama, you can find bargains on cool collectibles, food, and fun for everyone. Swapo-Rama has 4 locations: Alsop, Melrose Park, Chicago at 42nd and Ashland, and the Will County Fairgrounds in Peatone. Visit the Swapo-Rama website for information about their markets, swaporama.com. Swapo-Rama, the first name in flea markets.
Check the back seat. check the back seat.
Gets in your head, right? Good, because every year dozens of children are forgotten in the back seat. Cars get hot fast and can be deadly, so get it in your head. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Billy Parsons, the right-hander from Sussex County, enters the ballgame with the bases loaded and 2 outs. In the bottom of the third, here from Ozinga Field, Antioch, Mark Citron on the call. Mark?
Australian native.
Yeah. Astonishing .89 earned run average through 20 of third innings. 14 appearances for Chris Widger in the Sussex County Miners, all out of the pen for the right-hander. Going to look to come in and get out of the jam here. He's tasked with facing Gateway Grizzly shortstop Abdiel Diaz.
Man, I don't think we've talked about Sussex County enough. They have a great representation. It's been Gateway and New Jersey, but you know, step aside, Sussex County has quite the following here this evening. As the bases loaded, 2-2 our score. As Billy Parsons mentioned, first pitch strike here to Abdiel Diaz.
You'll be making your way out to Sussex County tomorrow.
Speaking of the devil, this is tapped off the plate behind Estrada and 2 to Diaz. Yeah, no, that's a separate thing, but I'm looking forward to it. And definitely getting a bit of a scouting report here this evening. So West at bat is the Gateway Grizzly. Diaz the plate 0-2 the counts. As Abdiel waits, here's the 0-2. It's a fluffer foul toward the third base side. Sussex County 3 games back of those Jackals in the Eastern Conference, or division rather. 29-20. Bases loaded, 0-2 count. Diaz pitch is laced. And fans even guiding Estrada here to drop the ball here on a pop-up. But boy, I lost track of that bad boy quickly.
Always got to look through the netting. We've
tough.
been trained through the first half here at Ozinga Field. Diaz looking to keep the line moving. All this started here in the third with 2 outs for the West Division. A 2-out solo homer to dead center. The wind howling out, as I mentioned, from Phillips. Then base hits from Baez, a walk from Stewart, and a base knock from Penner. Have loaded the bases here with 2 outs. 0-2 count on Diaz.
Here's the pitch. Foul tip, strike 3. Anthony Mazzini, voice of the Florencials, coming at you when we come back. 2-2 our score at the top of the 4th from the 2023 Frontier League All-Star Game.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. Relive baseball's greatest moments, connect with the national pastime, and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Welcome back to WXAV 88.3 FM's coverage of the 2023 Frontier League All-Star Game. I'm Jonathan Israel here in the studio, and usually this is the part of the show where I go through scores, but obviously this is the only baseball game going on right now. A couple Canyon balls have the East and the West divisions tied up at 2 apiece. So to make up for the scores, I have dug up some trivia, and this one's broadcasting related for our guest coming up on the other side of this break as well. The trivia question for you is, who was the first former Frontier League broadcaster to be hired by a Major League Baseball team to be one of their broadcasters? I'll have the answer for you when we end the bottom of the 6th inning and I have another scoring update. But we're going to send things back to the Frontier League All-Star Game in Crestwood, Illinois, Ozinga Field. Guys?
back in the broadcast booth. Tied at 2 at the top of the fourth is Mark Citron giving way here to Andy Yakum, our special guests.
And Anthony Mazzini, play-by-play voice of the Florence Yalls. Anthony, welcome to Crestwood. Welcome to Ozinga Field. Mentioned this is your 3rd year with the Yalls. Is this your first All-Star game that you've
I
attended?
was at the All-Star game last year out in Washington, and I will say this is another nice event. Both have been fantastic. Washington did a fantastic job last year, but I do think, and I think it's been the consensus of the people that I've spoken to, that the Chicago Riverboat Cruise that we had Monday night has been probably the best All-Star game event that anyone has had. So that was fantastic.
That's what Jason said too. I really feel like I missed out on that one. Cook first pitch low and in to Estrada for a ball. Cook new into the ball game. The left-hander from Joliet.
Love to hear that hospitality. It's great stuff.
Yeah, you guys have done a fantastic job. Everything's been great.
Went over from Cook this one. Laced up the middle, through for a base knock for Estrada, his first of the ball game.
So what do you think of Craig last night delivering for Florence?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the guys down there, I was down there getting some content for our social media and such, and a lot of guys felt as if he was made for that kind of, game, that kind of situation, right? The way he goes about, old school player, chokes up on the bat. You don't see that too often anymore. And he just slaps. He, tomahawks high pitches and chops them through the infield, and just a guy that knows how to put a ball on the bat and, find the gaps.
First pitch to Rodrigo Orozco from Trois Rivières, taken down low. So you were telling us right before we came on here that from Boston, how do you find your way in Florence, of all places?
Yeah, so I think it was coming out of the pandemic in the winter of 2020. And applied for a few positions. The world kind of shut down at that point. And just happened to be looking around, applied, and didn't hear back for a little while. All of a sudden, the spring rolled around and got an email from, at the time, it was Hannah Seifert. She's now on to the FC Cincinnati Football Club, who's, by the way, first in the MLS. So go FC.
This one crushed in the air. Orozco, left center, tracking, giving pace, making the grab out there in center field is Jarris Richards for the first out of the inning.
But anyway, got hired through Hannah and, made my way down to Florence, and through that kind of parlayed my way into some connections that I had through school and through some different people that I knew, and ended up as the play-by-play voice for all the ESPN Plus stuff at the University of Cincinnati as well. So I'm not full-time year-round with the Yalls, just their 3rd year as the lead play-by-play guy, but I'm full-time in the area, in the Florence, Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area.
Yeah, I was going to say, 'cause that's going from Boston, definitely a huge culture
shift. I'm a long way from home, I can tell you that much.
I know Mark is as well. Mark's
where are you from?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Oh, what's your favorite Primanti brother? What's your go-to meat? I'm well traveled, so I can have a lot of conversations.
Oh, I love
I've had multiple meats on my Primanti brothers.
What's your favorite?
I
like pastrami.
Pastrami's a really good one. I like the Genoa salami, but I've had the kielbasa. That's another good one. I've not had the Pittsburgher. I've heard it's overrated.
It is, yeah. People from Pittsburgh will say it is. I love their chili there, actually, too. Really good.
I mean, see, for me, it's it's like you go to Chicago, you get the deep dish. You go to Lou's or Giordano's. Although Pequod's I've heard is good too. But you go to Primanti, you don't get the chili. You get the meat in your sandwich.
It's an appetizer.
It's an appetizer. Okay.
Big food, guys. So that's great. How about at your park? What's the order? Because I'm going there in August, and I'm going to bring my big, I told you, Lasco fan. Is that going to bother the press box?
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. It does get hot in there, so bring the fan.
Swing and a miss. D. Coche down on strikes, and first punch up there for Cole Cook, 2 in the inning now.
It's the big league of fans, though. It's the one that's, rectangular. It makes a lot of noise.
Okay.
I'm a little worried for my broadcast sake, but, I mean...
You'll be able to fit that on the bus?
I'll stow it. I'll throw it on the bottom. Yeah,
I mean, you'll be out there for what, 3 days, right? So we'll get you all the fixins. We got pulled pork sliders. We got to get some chili when you're out there. Speaking of chili, we got to get the Gold Star chili. We got tacos, empanadas, all the good stuff.
This one from Mateo hit left center field. That one's going to get down for a base hit. A 2-out knock. Fredwin Mateo, Sussex County puts runners on first and second. You guys are making me feel left out. I don't make the trips. I won't be down in Florence.
Well, you're free to come whenever you want.
I know. There's room for
you're
2.
A media guy. He'll get you free. We'll get you there in the park.
But you're from up here in Chicago, Andy.
I am,
so what's the go-to pizza spot? I've heard.
Man.
I mean, I've heard Pequod's is more of your neighborhood style. That's your off the beaten path go-to place. But then you got Giordano's and Lou's. I typically go for. I think it's Lou's.
I do Lou's. Deep dish, I'm a Lou's guy. This one chopped on the ground over to Zimmerman. He'll take it to the bag. 3 unassisted to Tyler's side. We'll talk more food, pizza, all that great stuff. 2-2 tie ball game. We head to the bottom of the 4th here from Ozinga Field.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
This year you can find coverage for all 96 Thunderbolts games plus the Frontier League All-Star Game and Skills Competition through the Thunderbolts Media Network. Flow Sports will keep Frontier League teams. You can find the free audio broadcast for each Thunderbolts contest at WCThunderbolts.com, courtesy of WXAV 88.3 FM and Meridix. Get your best coverage of Thunderbolts baseball all summer long from Mark Citron and the Thunderbolts media crew.
All across Illinois, Julie has made digging easier with 811 and its e-request feature. No project is too small. Call Julie at 811 or visit IllinoisOneCall.com to click on e-request. Why take chances? Notify Julie at least 2 business days before you dig by calling 811 or visiting IllinoisOneCall.com. That's Illinois, the number 1, call.com. It's smart, it's free, and it's the law. Play it safe and call Julie before you dig.
Broadcaster Anthony Mazzini with us for the bottom of the 4th inning. I know in between break we're talking ballparks, history, tradition, also talking some deep dish. I don't know. Did I give my deep dish answer? I know I said.
I know you said lose.
Lose was mine. Oh, I'm not a huge deep dish guy though, which is kind of
well,
crazy.
it's a casserole. It's not really a pizza. It's a casserole. But I always go with the sausage.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's right on par for myself as well. But I just for someone who's around here, I don't eat the deep dish too much. I don't know. Might be a hot
It's not as novel to you.
Yeah. First pitch to Chase Dawson, fouled off down the first baseline. 9-1-2 spots due up, taking on the right-hander Parsons from Sussex County.
My theory on it's more like comfort food. I feel like it's more of a. It's just in the winter. I feel like it's just more comforting. It's a nice hot thing to just enjoy inside and with family and with
You eat 1 or 2 pieces of that, and you're not eating for the next 2 days.
It's so good. So, Anthony, what do you think the craziest thing, this is my go-to question, you've seen so far in 3 years, in a baseball game in Florence? It could be anywhere. I know
the craziest thing I've seen in a Frontier League game?
Yeah.
Our bus driver got ejected.
We got to hear this.
You got to tell that story. Now, this one hit on the ground over to short. Really cleanly tossed over to first, a 6-3 put out to retire Dawson for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, I don't remember the particulars of it, but there was a play. We were out in Lake Erie, and our bus driver, Greg Burton, is a huge supporter. He's not just the bus driver. He's a huge supporter of the team, and our coaching staff allows him to sit in the dugout with us during the games. And something happened. I don't remember the particulars, but something happened, and all of a sudden it was last season. My broadcast partner at the time, Corey Barbarian, and I, we both made the trip. I had a wedding to go to in Lake Erie, so I actually flew out of Washington just outside of Pittsburgh. Corey finished up the rest of the trip, and Lake Erie was our first stop. All of a sudden, we see Greg just walking across the field after this altercation with the umpires. And we're up there like, what the heck just happened? And all of a sudden, Greg, because he had nowhere to go, pops in the back of the broadcast booth. Oh. And we're like, okay, we'll hear about this in a couple of minutes. And
1-1 to Richards, misses down low.
Sorry to cut you off, Andy. I got too excited. And we get to the end of the inning, Y'alls and Crushers tied at 2 here on the Florence Y'alls Baseball Network. Whatever, we turn the mics off, we turn around. Greg, what happened? I was ejected from the game. It was the funniest. I don't know what happened, but it was hysterical.
That's great. 2-1 to Richards, misses up. 3-1 now. Third at bat for the Gateway center fielder. Can't say I've heard an ejected bus driver story before.
I mean,
that one might take the cake tonight.
I've had some good games. We've had some walk-offs. I mean, my first year they were West Division champs, best record in the league.
3-1 to Richards. That one skied in the air, right center field, tracking back. Raywald at the wall. That ball's out of here. Jairus Richards, the former Windy City Thunderbolt, and Gateway Grizzly launch pads one out of here. It's a 3-2 West lead.
That crack of the bat, there's nothing better.
He got a hold of that one, that's for sure. He's had a great year. Not to say that he's, was a bad player with Windy City, but you want to talk about a resurgent season for Richards. What was he, 240, 250, somewhere around there last year? Steals a ton of bases, but
30 in the first half.
Yeah.
I know when we've seen him, he takes a base every time he gets on. He doesn't hesitate.
But I mean, he's up 80 percentage points from last season to this season in terms of batting average. So he's having one heck of a year.
It is our fourth long ball already here at Ozinga Field with the wind blowing out. First pitch to Craig Massey fouled away.
The Florence Y'all.
Yeah, this is a good one, guys. He's been around for a long time. Really, really good guy. Obviously the winner last night in the precision hitting. But he's a good guy. Really, really good guy, Craig Massey.
Yeah. 0-1 on Craig. Still facing the right-hander Parsons from Sussex County. This one fouled away. Heads up in the upper deck.
How many times have you heard the story about the water tower? And because
every time I talk to somebody new, they ask me about it all the time.
Oh man, yeah.
It's funny.
It's a great story the first time, but I feel like I've told it the most out of any so far as a rookie here in this league. I mean, it's wild.
It's probably one of the more unique team names in terms of how the team got named.
The Y'alls. Yeah, no.
That's even a relatively new name itself. Rebranded in 2000. Really, 20 was the first year. 2019, they decided to rebrand, but.
Massey, it's one back on the mound. A Squibber charging in, fielding Dicochea. The throw to first, just in time. Massey retired, 2 down now. It'll bring up Peter Zimmerman. Remember, I was talking to Tim Calderwood, Boomers broadcaster, about Craig Massey being kind of near Schaumburg. I went to a couple of Boomers games. I was like, that name. I was looking at your guys' roster. I'm like, that looks familiar. I'm like, I think I went to a game when I was a kid. And he looked at me and he goes, don't tell me that.
Yeah.
So that's funny stuff. You're right, though. He's been around for such a long time. And he's a 10-year veteran.
Yep.
I'm sure he's got such a good presence in that clubhouse for you guys.
Hey, by the way, you mentioned Tim. I know he's listening back home. He's been ill the last couple of weeks, so I want to give a special shout-out to him and hope he's doing well and, get better soon, buddy.
Yes. I know as this one, Zimmerman ripped into left field, through for a base knock, a 2-out single there for Zimmerman. Didn't Tim text you something, Mark, saying, don't mention me too much today?
Well, that was last night, but then today he said have fun. So we're having fun for you, Tim. We wish you were here.
Wish you were here, Tim.
You're in spirit. He's right here, one of my luck charms here.
And Tim texted me. I'm not going to say what he said to me, but he basically told me not to mess up when I came on. So.
Oh boy.
Tim's a great guy.
So far, so good.
I golfed yesterday with some of his Boomers co-workers, and we had a great time. It was excellent. It was excellent. I actually played pretty well, which for me playing pretty well is anything below 100. So it's not necessarily setting myself up for high expectations, but I hit them pretty well. Played with a few Boomers guys and gals yesterday. It was a good time.
That's a great count. Phil steering this one, crushed in the air to left field. Orozco tracking back. This one's going to one-hop the wall. Zimmerman heading for third. He's going to get the stop sign and will stay there. It's another 2-out knock. This one from a local guy, a Joliet Slammer, Philip Steering.
Getting a couple cheers from the Ozinga crowd as, again, Anthony joined us from the Florence Y'alls in his 3rd season as the lead voice of the Florence Y'alls. We were talking food. Now we've gone to the long balls of golf and a 3-2 West lead. But what do you think about in terms of the ball playing in the Frontier League here in your 3rd year? For my first year calling this sport, I'm pretty impressed in terms of the play.
Baez rips one up the middle. That's in for a base hit. Zimmerman will score. Getting waved around Steering. The throw to the plate. In time. Steering gunned down, another run driven in. 4-2 now West as we are through 4 here at Ozinga Field. Anthony, pleasure having you on the broadcast.
It was a lot of fun.
Coming out.
Just to answer your question quickly, it's definitely gone up in the last couple of years. The league is only getting better from here. It's a very bright future. Guys, thank you for having me. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you,
Enjoy
sir.
the festivities, man.
Thank you.
We're actually going to send it down now to Aiden Barley, who's got an interview down on the field. Aiden, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Tucker Smith, the starter for the Trois Rivières Aigles, and you had a great start today. When did you get the news that you were going to be starting today?
I found out first day we showed up. I was the first one out there stretching. There was a few guys when it was still raining, and he just came up and said, "Hey, do you want to throw?" I said, "Yeah, that's what I'm here for."
What has been your best, your favorite event of the All-Star Weekend? What's been your favorite moment so far, other than starting?
Probably the river cruise. That was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I was there too. That was fun. What are you looking forward to the rest of the season for Trois?
Just getting back and getting on a roll. That's what we need. We just got to get it playing at least 2 aspects of the game today. And if we can get rolling, we'll be sitting pretty.
And last question, what was your mindset going? You got into a little bit of a jam, but you were able to get out of it. What was your mindset on the mound?
Go back to what I know and just pitch, control what I can control, and take each pitch one at a time.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on the All-Star game, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aiden. We're now back here, top of the 5th inning. Out with one guest, in with another. The Washington Wild Things play-by-play voice and assistant general manager Kyle Dawson joins us up here. Andy Ockham, Mark Citron on the call. We have yet more superstars down on the field, guys. Oh, my goodness.
What's this guy?
I would pay a lot of money to see one of these guys tackle our manager like they did to the one guy down there.
Yeah, you asked Mark. I was dying of laughter. This has been these guys have cracked me up. I believe this is Mike Rainbow Trout. But Kyle, pleasure to have you up here.
Thank you.
So we are still very confused what's going on.
It's so creative. I mean, and their acts though, the entertainment, the way they waddle. Look at this jersey spitting out
stuff out. That's just gross. We don't need to be spitting things out. Oh, God, there's a person in there.
Wow. Oh, without a shirt. Goodness gracious. Oh, my goodness. What shenanigans here at the 2023 Frontier League All-Star Game from Mozinga Fields in Crestwood, Illinois. Top of the 5th. And a 4-2 West lead.
Your pitcher, Mark out on the mound. Edgar Martinez from the Florentials. Just as Anthony heads out, Kyle, I know you got your Andrew Check jersey on.
I do.
Representing, he's obviously not in the game this year. I know you were lobbying for him pretty hard, and rightfully so.
After watching him too.
Lobbying pretty hard would probably be an understatement. There's probably some people in Windy City that aren't too thrilled with my lobbying, and the league that aren't too thrilled. But here we are. We're having a good time. So
it's all in good fun, and you want to see your guys here.
I'm just defending my guys.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
nothing at all.
Man, Check's a heck of a player. At least seeing him for the first time in person too. He sure put on the performance last week.
And I believe you guys come to town, not obviously this weekend, the weekend
Next
after
weekend.
though.
Yep.
So yes, we will be right back here as James Nelson hits this one on the ground over to second, fielded cleanly, thrown across. Got some subs into the ball game. We'll fill you in on those. A 4-3 put out. But Kyle, how long have you been with Washington, and how did you find yourself here in the Frontier League?
Well, so I was a scorer and a scoreboard operator in 2015, kind of doing some part-time stuff with the team. I knew a guy that was an SID at one of the schools in our area, in our conference where I went to school at, and he introduced me to the people at the Wild Things. I was with them in 15. I was an intern in 2016 as our on-field MC. I've been with the front office since in 2017, so been a whirlwind, that's for sure. I'd like to see this guy back in a Wild Things uniform, that's for sure.
Ray Wall base hit there to right.
But yeah, I've been doing it a good bit now, probably going on darn near a decade at this point. So it's I've enjoyed it. I've been in the booth since 2018, and I think we've had a lot of good times on air with our fans. And I know I've made some people mad over the course of the years. I've made some people happy, and kind of just you got to deal with it.
Yeah. First pitch, Keon Barnum takes that one low and outside for a ball.
That's funny stuff, though. Yeah, the Wild Things, man. Having a wild year. Well, how's it feel to not be hosting the All-Star Game?
It's nice. It's nice to be able to come here. We were kind of joking about it the other day, but it is legitimately nice to just be able to come here and just party and relax and just have a good time.
Yeah.
I know Terry and Mike and all the guys and Bill and all the front office here, and you guys have obviously done a ton of work over the last several months to a year.
This one crushed in the air to right field for Barnum. Back at the wall. That thing's out of here. Just like that, we're tied up again. Keon Barnum, a 2-run shot. It's 4 apiece.
Never seen the ball fly here like it's flying tonight.
It's like a magical night.
Could have had even more this last night for the Derby.
I feel like we're in Sauget right now. Or New Jersey. Keon Barnum like to be back in New Jersey. Those guys are tearing the cover off the ball at Hinchliffe Stadium.
Yeah, wow. Here at Azinga Field, the pitcher-friendly atmosphere, 4-4 game is voice in. How many other hats, Kyle, do you work for
God.
the Wild?
Well,
Did I say
Tyler's got like 4.
I said the assistant GM thing.
Yeah,
Did I get that?
yeah,
Awesome.
so
I did my homework.
There's a lot of hats with that, and we have a lot of people. I mean, it's minor league baseball, so a lot of people in our office. Travis, who's behind us, does more than me, but I do a lot, and we all do a lot, which is, I know Windy City's front office staff is just as small as ours, so it's kind of tough when you got to do. I've been doing the broadcast, obviously I'm doing media production side of things, and in-game supervising that, making sure everything's going great, which it always does, so there's no complaints there. Helping out with the clubhouse, the baseball ops this year. I'm learning how to do visa paperwork, which isn't very fun. But you know, you're doing a bunch of other things that aren't just doing the broadcast. Would I like to just be doing the broadcast? Sure, but that wouldn't pay as well as the little that I do make it as assistant GM.
2-1 pitch. Rajanu laces a base hit down into center field. 3 straight hits now for the East. They're seeing the ball really well off Florence right-hander Edgar Martinez. A 4-4 ball game here in the top of the 5th from Ozinga Field. Indiaka, Mark Citron on the call. Got Kyle Dawson from the Washington Wild Things sitting in between us as Rusper Estrada in the box. Yet another New Jersey Jackal. We've been saying it's been Sussex County, New Jersey Gateway. That's
7
it's
from
those
Sussex Gateway's got like 1 million, and New Jersey's got a bunch.
Yeah,
rightfully so. Those are probably the 3 best teams, at least by record, in the league right now.
So this one from Estrada. Hit in the air to left field. Goodbye, baseball. That thing is long gone. Rusper Estrada launch pads that thing out of here. Another 2-run shot here for the East at 6-4.
You mentioned it, Kyle. I mean, it's my first year, but I mean, I feel like
I've been coming here for a long time. Yeah. It's never flown like this, and Terry and I have had a million of conversations about that. This is a very pitcher-friendly ballpark.
He's got a smile on his face
Not
right
tonight.
over there.
Not tonight.
Oh, that's funny stuff. 6-4 our score now. A 4-run top of the 5th for the East Division. They've regained the lead. All 4 runs coming off Florence right-hander Edgar Martinez. Stepping into the box now will be Rodrigo Orozco from Trois Rivières. First pitch to him catches the outside corner. I was going to say, Mark, we hadn't seen Washington at all up until just this past week.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I feel like we're just there, seeing my family in Washington, PA.
This one hitting in the air to center from Orozco, tracking back. Richards there to make the grab for the second out of the inning.
Well, Kyle, I've asked this question to the other guys. It's pretty broad, but what do you think the craziest thing you've seen in a ball game is over the course of your career? And you're going to have to jog in memory, I know. And you take your
I wish
time.
I would have been prepared. I talked to Jason before I came up here, and he didn't prepare me for that one.
Shaper. Yeah. Hopefully good things.
No, you can think about it, but I'm sure you've seen so much.
And we've seen some crazy rules, if nothing else. Like I don't know. There's a rule that I came to know because of it being happening in the Frontier League game. It's the 4th out rule with the tag up with a guy at 2nd and 3rd. I don't even remember the exact situation, but I mean, there's been crazy stuff. I mean, some delays that are psychotic at times. You seem like you have no idea why a game's delayed, or umpire delays. I don't know that I can think of one that like really stands out. I mean, which is kind of boring, but
I don't think so.
Run of the mill is fine with me. I don't like change.
I know I've had a lot going through my mind. I do not remember Jason's. I know Anthony told us about a story about their bus driver getting ejected during a game, which was definitely interesting. I was like, I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
Our bus drivers don't come into the game, so they can't be ejected from our game. I've seen some crazy ejections over the years, that's for sure. Tom Vaith, our manager, has been tossed a couple times this year. Those haven't been pretty. One we had in Florence wasn't a very pretty ejection from one of our pitchers.
This one hit in the air to center from Mateo. Richards coming over will make the grab. We head to the bottom of the 5th. A 4-run top of the 5th from the East puts them ahead. 6-4 our score from Ozinga Field.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh,
My name is Shay, and I have a condition that I take a medication that's made out of human plasma.
Hi, Shay. Welcome to BioLife. We take the generous gift of these donors in order to make these therapies. We make it safe, fast, and easy.
You know, you're compensated for your time while you're coming in and donating.
I just really wanted to thank you for your donation because y'all do change lives. Y'all really do. And I'm thankful for that.
With us this evening, and Andrew Check in spirits. And
As
the
always,
broadcast crew.
yeah, we've got Anthony Brocato and Kobe Foster here too.
All right,
and we didn't bring Wagner Lagrange, but give that guy another week and send the ballots a week out after he's here too. So
the question is Brocato a bro at all?
Brocato's great dude. We got him last year from Florence and late in the year. Loves Washington, at least to my knowledge.
I believe I submitted my ballot for him. I don't know if we're supposed to share
I had him
those,
on mine.
I know
I share it every year.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Why not?
I share it every year.
Don't know
I
if
think it's good content.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
He was a vote. I'm not just saying that because you're here. I promise you. I would shoot you straight if I didn't. So
as long as you voted for Andrew Check, that's all I care about. Okay.
He was in there too. Pinch hitter Yomar Reyes from Evansville steps in against the new pitcher, right-hander from Sussex County, Mark Moclair. In a 6-4 game, first pitch misses for a ball. 2-3 record in 50 innings for Moclair this year. 10 starts for the Sussex County Miners, who had quite a first half. They're led by Chris Widger, managing over on the east side, 2-0 count now. So we talked. Did we talk food with Jason? I'm not sure. I know we talked a lot of food with Anthony. What's the big thing? I know Mark was just there, but for me, who doesn't know, what's the big thing by you guys in your
Permanis.
Okay.
Permanis is by us. That's a Pittsburgh thing.
Permani,
so that's
bros.
the coleslaw and the fries on the sandwich.
We just talked.
Staple.
It's pretty good.
Incredible stuff.
Mark would know more than I.
Well,
He's the resident Pittsburgh guy here in the booth.
Well, the park had the pulled pork nachos. Pretty good. Good.
Yep.
Got the job done.
Zesty chose.
3-0 to Reyes. This one skied down in shallow right field. No one's going to get there. Reyes thought that was a foul ball. That'll drop in fair. It'll be a leadoff single.
Everything's
for Reyes.
falling in here.
I know a guy who makes that play.
The Check Man. That's my nickname for him.
People knew. Our fans, if they're tuned in, they knew it was coming up. There was no chance Andrew Check wasn't coming up while I was up here.
I even elbowed you in. I said, "Hey, the Check Andrew's here in spirit."
It's got to be done.
No, yeah.
Nothing. I know the Windy City guys, some of your guys, I'm sure your guys' fans are a little upset with how I handled that. But listen, as I said on the air, I'm passionate about defending my guys when they earn it.
Reyes taking off first pitch here, and he'll get in safely. No throw.
Nothing to knock. I know there's a role on getting 4 All-Stars and with the host team, and I'm all cool with that. But listen, my guy's an All-Star. He should be here. But
I love that.
It's all right. He's fishing. They all needed a break anyway.
He's fishing. That's great. No, and I see that. Chin music there. Andrew Penner, the Gateway Grizzly, the plate is Kyle Dawson, broadcaster of the Washington Wild Things, with us here in the booth. Mark Citron alongside Andy Yakum here this evening, and a boatload of fun, to say the least, here of the All-Star festivities.
2-0 just missing into Penner. Mark, his 6-4 game. Already have 21 hits.
That's awesome.
As we are almost through 5 innings, 10 combined runs. As you mentioned, we've seen quite a few long balls. Doesn't typically fly this way here in Crestwood, but there's a time for it to happen. Why not now, as this 3-0's swung on and missed by Penner?
Now, Kyle, what did you think of the skills comp last night?
I thought it was interesting, if nothing else. I was chirping Chris Quitzer the whole time in the outfield competition.
Going in right.
Said, I'll get you a shot later if you win this thing. And naturally, he wins it. Got to get him a shot. He's a former Wild Thing too, so we're having a good time. I mean, I think it's interesting, to say the least. I mean, it spices things up a little bit.
We really like the
precision conventional
hitting.
home run derby. The hitting was fun.
I think that was the one that probably, not saying I had low expectations for precision hitting. I just didn't know what to expect, I think would be the better way to phrase it. And I was very surprised. I enjoyed it very much. I enjoyed that more than I thought I would.
Now we got Abdiel Diaz to the plates as Diaz Another Gateway Grizzly, as Kyle mentioned, just so many of them out here of All-Star Weekend. Runners at first and second, no outs for the West.
This one taken for a strike from Diaz. West looking to get back after giving up 4 two-run homers in the top of the inning.
Kyle, how many All-Star games have you been to?
This is, well, if you count last year, which we hosted, 4.
How was that hosting it last year on your end, by the way?
It's interesting. I was telling Mark, he was asking, how do you guys do the broadcast? I said, I just had fun with it, man. Like you got a bunch of dudes in this game, obviously, that are very deserving. Every guy that's here is deserving of playing in this game. But you got a bunch of dudes here who are very good at what they do. The Frontier League doesn't exactly get, I don't think at least, the best reputation around baseball as it should. This is very good baseball in this league, and people shouldn't make any mistake about that. We've got a lot of good dudes and good players in this league. So it was fun to do that, more or less to highlight those guys, and it's a lot of work, though. As I was saying in the top half of the inning, our front office went through it. I mean, we were doing it for 12 months trying to get ready for that thing, so it's nice to be able to come out here and see the work that these guys and your staff has put in, and just try to relax, literally, if more than anything, just to have a 4-day vacation away from what we're doing. So, yeah, it was fun to host. But, yeah, this is the 4th one I've been to. We were in River City in 2018. The Rascals, that was their second to last year in the league before they won the title in 19. And then in 19, we had the Can-Am Frontier League All-Star Game out of the Boulders before the two leagues merged in 2020, and then obviously last year and this year. So, watched the one in 2017. We had 7 guys there, I think, in Joliet. So, 4th one I've been to. They're all a good time. And the boat experience the other night was really cool. I think that's one of the best events that I've been a part of in an All-Star game.
One from Dawson popped over a third catch made by Nelson. We're 3 for 3 now on broadcasters coming into the booth and praising the boat tour
awesome.
Monday.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. And listen, we had a party, so we were having a good time too on that boat cruise. I'm a little upset Chase Dawson didn't triple. That's my honorary cousin.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
No relation. Yeah, no relation.
I feel like you'd still be like, he's my third.
I'd take him. He hits a lot of triples. Good hitter. He plays for the team I despise the most in this league over the last 2 years, but that's fine.
Oh, I want to get an answer on why is that, Kyle?
Oh, well, see, the Schaumburg Boomers, they beat us in the championship series in 2021. Oh. And that was the second championship series we've been in since I've been here, and we lost. And then they bounced us last year in the first round, 2 games, none in the DS. So it's really not. It's more of a hate out of respect than it is. And I'm sure the Schaumburg fans that are watching probably don't agree with me because I'm pretty mean about them on the air sometimes. But it really is more of a respect thing than it is out of pure hatred.
Yeah, no haters.
Jamie Bennett's great. Tim Calder with their announcers, great. Yeah. One of the good friends of mine in this league, and I like those guys, and I like some of the players. I've just had beef with the team because they're too good in the playoffs.
2-1 count on Jairus Richards. A home run last trip to the plate in the 4th inning. This one called strike from the right-hander Mark Moclair. Count 2-2 now. 2 outs, runners on first and second. It's a 6-4 East lead in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Wow, beautiful skies. I feel like a tornado passed us. It seemed like at one point Mother Nature's just letting the game here.
Listen, at one point it was raining in the infield and it wasn't raining in the outfield.
Did you see the rainbow? Right?
We get calls every day about how 3 days in advance from there it's supposed to rain. Is the game postponed yet? No. It's raining in right field, not raining in right field here, raining at first base.
You see something new every day.
Exactly.
It was pretty peculiar. Count full on Richards. The pitch, runners go. This one hit down the third base line, just foul. Make sure to stay tuned after this. We'll have our very own Patty Cesarini near the party deck. We'll get her on the air with a very special guest.
All right, nice. Pat's pen.
Our crew's been working hard.
Oh, yeah. So, Kyle, what are you a Windy City guy, Chicago guy, or what?
I love coming to Chicago. This is one of I talk about this all the time. This is one of my favorite booths and ballparks to do a game from.
See, Anthony said the same thing like that one, too. This one driven in the air to center. Richards tracking back near the wall. That one's catch is made to retire the side on Richards. Kyle, Thank you so much
Yeah,
for joining us. It was a real pleasure. I know
He'll be back in
we'll
time,
see you
right?
just next week.
We'll
Yeah,
have some fun next week.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it here as well. We're through 5, but before we head off to the top of the 6th inning, we've got our very own Patty Cesarini with a very special guest. Take it away, Patty.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Bill Lee. Bill, you were the commissioner of the Frontier League for 27 years. I'm curious, I want to pick your brain about that skills competition last night, in particular, that precision hitting. That is something that's never been done before. What did you think about last night?
I loved the precision hitting, and I thought it was just great. The kids seemed to like it, but it's something that people have to do, and like the bunting and everything else that was done, there's certain things in there, they're basic fundamentals of the game that in recent years have been forgotten. So people don't bunt hardly anymore. They don't want to hit and run, and they don't want to hit the ball where it's pitched. Everything's about a home run. And but still, the home run derby last night was a good one too. It was exciting. So you folks here at the Thunderbolts have done a wonderful job.
Well, thank you. We definitely appreciate it. Have you ever seen a home run derby go in to sudden death like that before?
Absolutely, and they're fun to do. But we also, in 2001, I think it was, we had the major leagues had a tie in their game, and they didn't do anything about it. Well, we had a tie, and we got together and we did what we call the Frontier League All-Star Game Home Run Derby. If we wind up with a tie here tonight, that's how they'll break it. But there will be 3 guys, and then they get to. It's a very brief home run derby, but it generates so much excitement because it determines who wins the game, and then the players' shares are greater for the winning team. So it's a really fun way to see it get broken too. So hopefully we might have one of those tonight.
I guess we'll see. You guys definitely made history way back when. Thank you so much for coming on the air with me tonight.
Patty, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And once again, congratulations to the entire Thunderbolt staff, you, Terry, Mike, and Johnny, everybody. Just you've done a tremendous job. Everybody has had a great time, and we look forward to seeing you guys somewhere down the road.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Patty.
Back to you guys.
Great stuff there from Patty Cesarini. As Andy Yakum ready to take over inning 6 again in a 6-4 East lead.
Yeah.
And special guests here.
Yeah, I was going to say, Steve Tassler, Deputy Commissioner of the Frontier League. Steve, welcome to the booth. Pleasure to have you up here.
Well, thank you.
The
beautiful
pitcher into the ball game, Darian Reagans for Lake Erie.
Cotton candy skies. Wow, clear in the distance. Man, Mother Nature on our side tonight so far, knock on wood, is former general manager of the Windy City Thunderbolts.
Exactly, yes.
You got it. What? Okay, so I got to ask you about that experience in a sense of, I mean, at least migrating to deputy commissioner. How did that process unfold?
I was running started the 2007 season. I was running a league-owned team in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I saw that.
The Slippery Rock Sliders, yes. And halfway through the season, the Windy City team terminated their current existing general manager. And so I was drafted, I guess, to fill in that role for the rest of the 2007 season, where I would drive back and forth each week from Pennsylvania to Crestwood, depending on who had home games.
Oh, my goodness.
So I did that for 8 to 10 weeks, every single week, making that trip back and forth.
That is not,
And then, then I wound up staying with the Thunderbolts for the 08 and 09 seasons. And at the end of the 2009 season, I was hired full-time by the Frontier League for my current role.
The Cito Culver in the box, take a 2-0 fastball.
Slippery Rock Sliders.
For a strike. I know Mark's asked this question. We've had 3 broadcasters in the booth. What were your thoughts on the skills competition last night? I know we really enjoyed it up here. We had a great time, all things considered.
It was amazing. We were skeptical going in. Didn't really know what to get. Then when the rain came and we couldn't test anything out,
we were a little nervous up here. Yeah,
that's when Mike and I started to panic. But once you saw it in play, aside from maybe the bunting, because the turf was still so slick from all the rain on it, the balls just really rolled off. They didn't stop like a normal bunt would. Everything else it just worked as best as it possibly could. The players got into it. The fans got into it. They had fun with it. It was efficient. It was different. It was a variety. I know Steve Miller put something out on Twitter this afternoon about congratulations to Windy City for a unique new concept, and that's really what it was. It's amazing how well it went off when you look at all the behind-the-scenes stuff with the weather and the unknowns and not being able to test anything.
It is, and thank goodness. Great. I mean, such hard work, as we've heard repetitively in this broadcast, not even just here, but Kyle Dawson just talking about of the Wild Things as this drifting foul here in a 6-4 East lead. Top of the sixth says Deputy Commissioner Steve Tassler with us. So, you know, you hear that line a lot in pro sports as Deputy Commissioner. What are some of the day-to-day activities as Deputy Commissioner of the Frontier League?
The simplest way to put it is I do all the day-to-day operations. So the field managers and the general managers I oversee. So day-to-day I'm on the phone or text or email, probably with during the season at least 12 of the 16 teams at some point during the day. I'm on site at the ballparks. I'm in each ballpark at least once a month. I'm probably going to be at 90 to 95 games over the course of the season. Talking to the players, talking to the managers, talking to the office staff. I've been around so much, so I know some fans and season ticket holders in different locations. So it's just checking on what's going on, listening to whatever issues they have. When problems do come up, helping to troubleshoot the issues, and just try to make it as smooth as a public appearance as we can, realizing behind the scenes it may be a complete fiasco, but it's the public image that matters.
Interesting stuff. So, yeah, over the course of such a long season, what are some of the things that, I know you say conversations and you can't disclose specifics, but, is there like an example of some of the conversations with players or staff? Is there like recommendations, rule proposals, things like that?
Sometimes it's, hey, can we try this, or what, have you ever thought about this? Sometimes it's more serious, like the conversation with Gateway last weekend of, hey, we blew our transformer and don't have power, so we might not be able to turn it. So we definitely have no lights on. We don't know how deep the game will go. Those are the more pressing circumstances. Then sometimes it's just,
This one swatted into left field. 1 out base hit for James Nelson from New Jersey, his first hit of the ball game.
With the general managers, it's, how's the season going? Has anything unexpected occurred? What's the biggest challenge you're facing right now? What trends are you seeing in the marketplace that the other teams might be beneficial to learn about?
Fascinating. And I know that the league was absorbed the Can-Am League, a few of these teams that are representing the East Division. And don't want to put you on the spot, but do we see even more of an expansion in the future of the Frontier League?
The politically correct answer we give is we are very happy with the markets that we're in. However, if a good long-term situation comes up, we are definitely interested. But before we broach it, we need to make sure that it could be a long-term successful operation. We don't want a 1 or 2 year deal then a flame out, because that the amount of work it takes to launch a team or to launch a situation, or when when the former Can-Am teams joined us,
can't imagine.
It takes a lot of behind-the-scenes work, and before that happens, we need to make sure there's going to be a long-term payoff.
Runner goes. Ray Wald in the air, left center field. Back at the wall. This thing hops the wall. Nelson getting waved around third. He'll come in to score. It's now 7-4 in favor of the East on an RBI double from Josh Raywald.
Second hit of the game, and wow, 5 runs the last half inning plus here for the East in a 7-4 lead.
And we mentioned Darian Reagan's into the ball game.
Wow,
from Lake Erie,
dazzling
one of their
numbers.
2 All-Stars. He has been marked fantastic this season. Obviously, these guys all have been as they're in the game. A 1.44 ERA and 31 1/3 innings tossed out of the Lake Erie bullpen. Got a runner on second with 1 out, a 3-run lead for the East. This one does catch the zone on Jeremy Profar for strike 1.
And so Steve, Deputy Commissioner Steve Tassler of the Frontier League with us. So what is your favorite part about baseball? I know you say you go to various games. Do you have a favorite venue? Personally, I'm a rookie broadcaster in this league, but Quebec, you can't beat that environment, but that's just me in terms of a baseball atmosphere. But do you have a favorite place to visit? Or, do you always go to the press box to watch games? How often do you hop around?
I try to make a point of watching games from as many different vantage points as possible, just to see people, talk to people more, and get multiple perspectives. I love Bosse Field in Evansville. The history, the amount of history they have in that facility, and how well the Otters tie into the historical nature with the Otter Bell uniforms and the music and the promotions, really is a perfect example of what minor league baseball is about.
No, it is quite a place. Third oldest park?
Third oldest ballpark in the country, yes.
Unbelievable. Yeah, no. Just came back from a road trip there, and again, it's great, though. Yeah, no, I love it. It has that feel. It just has that spiritual character feel of an old diamond.
It's one of the places that the first time a team comes in, you see their players on their phones taking pictures of the entryway, and then they walk to the top of the tunnel, and they're taking pictures of the field and of the racing bells and the signs left over from a League of Their Own movie. So that's how you know it's something special. If the players who are in a ballpark every single day, when they stop and want to take pictures and take mementos of the trip, then you know that it's a special place.
Count 3-2 on Profar, representing the Quebec Capitales. One out, runner on second. East looking to extend their lead. They're up 7-4 here in the top of the 6th inning from Ozinga Field, the 30th Frontier League All-Star game. And I know, Mark, when I was doing research writing, I wrote an article for the program about how the first baseball All-Star game, as this one is dribbled foul down the first baseline, was played here in Chicago. The Chicago World's Fair. I found that to be pretty interesting. But, Steve, 30 years now, 30th All-Star game in the Frontier League. I believe next year is it Quebec, I do believe?
It has not been publicly confirmed.
Oh, it's not been publicly confirmed? I know it was one of the places. I was told that was in the running.
Well, you're not coming back here, so
yeah.
We'll take that out of the equation. So now you only have 14 choices left to go.
That's beautiful.
This one is check on the runner on second.
I mean, yeah, we're putting you on the spot, but I'm just curious. I mean, what do you think the most challenging aspect of your job is? Is it managing all these different field managers and things, or is it one thing? This is drilled to third base. Heck of a play there, Andy, on the bag.
The Omar Reyes from Evansville, a 5-3, put out a Profar and a very lengthy at bat. 2 outs now here in the top of the 6th.
We're lucky that the field managers are really great to work with.
Yeah.
They understand what we're about. They understand the purpose of the league. They understand there's a business aspect to the league as well. So even though I talk to them on a constant basis, it's hardly ever a negative conversation. It's neutral to positive conversations, but they're really great to work with. So, probably the hardest part is the time management, because sometimes when something goes wrong, 4 things go wrong all at the same time, and all need some immediate attention.
This one is looped into right center, a base hit for Raj Anu. Another run comes in to score. RBI knock for the Sussex County minor. Raywalt comes across. It's now 8-4 East.
6 unanswered here for East, and an 8-4 lead. And top of the 6th with 2 gone. Runner at first base. Seems like everybody's chipping in here, as Deputy Commissioner Steve Tassler of the Frontier League here with us in the broadcast booth. No, it's amazing. Some of the behind-the-scenes work. I think most people that attend these games, and it's another ball game, and there's so much put into it.
And Loopstock pinch hitting into the ball game for Estrada will fly out to center. We are through the top of the 6th here in the 30th Frontier League All-Star game at Ozinga Field. 8-4 our score in favor of the East Division.
Here's that song again. Here's that song again. For the 100th time today. Here's that song again. It's gonna be stuck in your head all day. Here's that song again. It will make you cray, cray.
You love your kids enough to watch that TV show a bajillion times. Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat for their age and size. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
There's a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience filled with family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 21st through the 24th for the induction of Fred McGriff and Scott Rowland as the class of 2023. Visit baseballhall.org today for the entire schedule. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
This broadcast is partially underwritten by St. Xavier University. St. Xavier's Graham School of Management is accredited by the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business International, AACSB. This accreditation ranks the Graham School of Management among the top 5% of business programs in the world. For more information on St. Xavier University's Graham School of Management, please visit their website, sxu.edu.
Callo. The ball game on the Rocky Point, Quebec Capital. And a 8-4 leads. Here at the top of the 7th. Mark Citron, Andy Yakim with you. As we've had just a plethora of guests this evening.
It's been awesome. It's been a completely different. We've talked about how this week was going to be different. Calling the skills comp yesterday, Mark, was different. Not you and I have never done anything like that before, and I've also never had this many guests in a singular broadcast.
It's fun.
In the booth. It's been great. It's been awesome to have. We've had 3 broadcasters: Jason Garrett from Gateway, Anthony Mazzini from Florence, Kyle Dawson from Washington, and we just had the Deputy Commissioner Steve Tassler. So had a lot of moving parts in and out of the booth here tonight.
Yeah, it's been so fun, and again, I want to thank the Windy City Thunderbolts General Manager Mike Vershave and others, Terry Bonadonna, and the front of the line to bring these festivities to all these people here in Crestwood and around the world to Ozinga Fields. As we have a new pitcher again, as Frank Mastacalo coming in the game for Quebec. Shout out to Jimmy, too. I don't know if he's listening in, the announcer there in Quebec, but really great hospitality as Frank's pitch is up and outside. 1-0, and such friendly people. I know the website's all in Francais.
Yeah, that was one thing. I was trying to do some research for this. I saw that, and I'm like, that's not really going to do me any good.
As Mastacalo will set. Pitch after the 1-0 is inside here to Craig Massey, the Florence Yalls. Really good numbers, 4-1 record, 1.73 earned run average for Mastacalo. As 28 innings of work for Frank as Mastacalo misses now 3-0 here to Massey. 8-4 East as West to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yet another pitcher from that Sussex staff, Mark. They're represented well here, especially on the pitching side of things.
This one is a called strike. 3-1 now to Massey. No, I don't want to play meteorologist. That's actually heat lightning, though. That's not trouble. That's just some of our atmosphere working around it, as this is a ball 4 here to Massey as Mastacalo leadoff walk. Boy, 6 unanswered runs. We've had so many big flies.
How about this, partner? Get our first at-bat tonight from a Windy City Thunderbolt, Micah Yonamine, stepping in the box.
With the runner on, no outs, an 8-4 East lead here in the bottom of the 6th from Ozinga Field. Mark Citron alongside Andy Yakim, Aiden Varley, Patty Cesarini downstairs. This is fouled off as Go Route, the official sponsor of the 2023 All-Star Game festivities. 0-1 to Mikey Yonamine. As we talked about, I know you said it last night, center field, the only guy we've seen hit a home run to dead center in this park
At least it feels like it. I mean, but
definitely.
tonight, who knows, man? The ball's been flying all over the place.
No, and with so many guests, I mean, this one misses outside, 1-1 to Yonamine. Love seeing this. And as Richie Sexton, also a coach along the Western Division All-Stars, as Massey's off, swinging a miss Yonamine, 1-2. As Mastacalo ahead in the count. Massey had some wheels there. He's in the second. As the Wests looking to charge back into this ball game, Phil Steering on deck. This one right down the pipe, called strike 3 of the Honolulu Kid. 1 away for Mastacalo in an 8-4 East lead.
We'll get Phil Steering now, the Joliet backstop into the box. Came in, made immediate impact, had a double in the 4th inning. First pitch he saw, he's 1 for 1 today.
Yeah, and we may or may not have those superstars. More information about that. Pretty crazy. 49 of 50 states, including internationally in Japan, Turkey, Indonesia, Mexico, Canada. That's amazing. Is this fouled off from Phil Steering? Man, we saw him here at Ozinga Field too, Andy, and this guy can hit a baseball as well, but seemed to be a really talented defensive catcher as well from what we saw. 0-1 the count as Masakalo's pitch is inside 1-1. So steering in an 8-4 East lead here in the bottom of the 6th for Mozinga Field. It's crazy how this does go quickly. And that you'd think in a couple hours all of this work will be done.
That's crazy stuff. You guys are off on the road tomorrow for the Bolts out to Sussex County, and we're back here for a 6-game homestand next week. It'll be like this never even happened.
That's wild, yeah, because I just totally, strike call, nothing against the Bolts, but dialed in for the All-Star game and steering here at the plate. I know you're keeping score, Andy. Steering's got a hit, I want to say tonight, a double.
That double.
Okay.
Probably not my best scoreboard,
It's tough.
scorebook work. We've had a lot of extra stuff going on here in the booth tonight.
1 and 2 foul tipped with 1 gone. Runner at second. No, well, I didn't even keep score. Again, I ran out of real estate on mine, but still, I don't think I could keep up. Like, there's too many substitutions. There haven't been as many yet as I've seen, but they're coming in slowly but surely. As Masakal sign 1 and 2 to Phil Steering as he drifts one to shallow center, as this ball is going to be played and caught with one hand down at second base. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th as Nathans makes the catch.
How about another Thunderbolt now? Partner making his way into the box. Here's Brent Spillane.
Love that. So 2 bolts. Windy City is the Wheeling, Illinois native. Receives a solid ovation from the Ozinga crowd. 8-4 East in this 2023 All-Star game from Crestwood, Illinois. Brent Spillane, the Wheeling, Illinois native. Big cut and a miss there for Big Brent, as he's called, as 2 gone. Runner at second is Mazzini. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Set Masakalo. And the 0-1 display fouled off. 95 on the gun. I'm thinking, hey, nothing against some of these position guys, but scouts want to see some arms.
Oh, yes.
Andy. 95 there for Frank Masakalo, again, the Rocky Point, New York native.
It's been the night of the bats, though. 12 runs, 24 knocks between both squads. A lot of long balls.
That's awesome.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
It's been really fun.
I honestly, I know the wind was huffing and puffing, but I didn't think there'd be that many big flies, and we're only at the bottom of the 6th. This is up high to Spillane. And that's the thing. I know there's probably some analytics guru who, again, you can equate some of the, at least, home runs here in this park to the average of others, but I'm not a math guy. I don't do any of that analytics stuff, so. But with Brett, a big-time component of the Windy City Thunderbolts.
I don't know, Mark. I thought you were more of a math guy.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's funny, partner. But again, that's a project. You gotta leave that to Double A there next door and analytics.
Yeah, no, we don't have our analytics guy. You mentioned right next to us, not in our booth. Today we've had, like I said, a lot of people rolling in and out. Wow. We're tight for space in here.
96 for Masakal on the gun. They say Spillane went through. 8-4 remains as the side retired for East's 8-4. East leads after 6 innings of play here from Ozinga Field.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. Relive baseball's greatest moments, connect with the national pastime, and honor
My name is Shay, and I have a condition that I take a medication that's made out of.
Hi, Shay. Welcome to BioLife. We take the generous gift of these donors in order to make these therapies. We make it safe, fast, and easy.
You know, you're compensated for your time while you're coming in and donating.
I just really wanted to thank you for your donation because y'all do change lives. Y'all really do. And I'm thankful for that.
Lights out for Windy City in that pen.
Junior, bare hand, throw to first, not in time. Too softly hit there by Quitzer, and that's a defensive sub. We get their shot out. Martina into the ball game at third for the West. Jared Watkins from Lake Erie's in at short. Donamina at first. Chase Dawson still kicking it at second base. He's been in the whole ball game.
Yeah, he's a gamer. Gotta love it. And yeah, Tim Calderwood, another shout out on my end though. I feel like I'm the last guy, but as a rookie, I mean, I will admit my own mistake on opening night. I called him Chris a couple gosh, I'm such a but I love you, Tim, and all the best. Thinking of you, miss you here, man, and I hope you're enjoying the calls and enjoying the action and get better. But yeah, I'm embarrassed myself, like well deserved, but and then I did it as a joke, but then I didn't, and it was just silly.
But Empire State's J.R. DiSarcina, I believe we saw him yesterday in the bunting competition. He'll be pinch hitting here for Jason Ducoche.
Yeah, you know, Aiden Varley, I thought was going to try to have an interview with one of these guys because I don't know how they play all their road. I'm curious to hear.
Fascinating, isn't it? It's really
no
something.
home games for Empire State.
And you know,
unbelievable.
Mark, you will go on the road with the Bolts.
Oh.
I do not. So we have these conversations, talk about road life and all that. And could you imagine being on the road for all 96 games?
That's why I want to see these guys.
As a broadcaster, imagine as a player, I couldn't.
They must live in a hotel somewhere. I mean, there must be a
living life on the road.
You think it's like a flight attendant where there's a neutral site that's in Empire State, you know, somewhere. Yeah, you know, and there's got to be a full story around it. I can't because I try to rest here at home, but as an athlete, I can only imagine some of the things you go through.
Count on DiSarcina full now. You have some action brewing. Ronnie Volacolo down in the East bullpen. There's some action as well. Leone De La Cruz, the left-hander, throwing down in the West pen. Runner takes off 3-2. This one fouled back.
Yeah, no, so they're coming into town here. I know this isn't a Bolt broadcast, but that'll be all you, partner. Next week is, until then, here an 8-4 lead for Easts. And the East Division, man, that's the only thing. If you're not keeping score at home, where do you go for a box score on this bad boy? Because, again, 16 hits and now a walk from Duraskovic, runners at first and second here. At the top of the 7th inning in an 8-4 East lead. Thank all of our guests for coming on the air tonight. And, again, I don't think we got to go out here tonight. I hope all those people are having a great time. As again, we'll get to that in just a moment. But having a ball up here as Duraskovic misses outside to Edwin Mateo of the Sussex County Miners.
Still in the ball game is Mateo. At him in now. This is at bat number 4. 2 for 3.
Beautiful. And you know, I thought about keeping score there for a moment, but
it's been complicated.
Yeah.
A lot of crossing out. A lot of new names on here.
And no, good scouting report on these guys, man. As Kyle Dawson mentioned, though, seems to be those trio teams, but we still have just about a little less than half a season. Crazy, Andy. 2-1 count now to Mateo. As Duraskovich looks for his sign. Here's the 2-1 that's popped foul. 2-2. Yonamine on the bag at first.
A lot of bolts out in the field now. Spillane in right, Yonamine at first, Martina third, Duraskovich out on the mound. Saw Garrett Chrisman earlier. All gotten their time in the ball game here today. No Henry Omondia, unfortunately, partner. We've been without him for a while, but he's still here representing today.
Called strike 3 for Duraskovich on Mateo. Mateo having a smile, but a couple of chirps here from the catcher as well. I believe that's either Steering or Navoa. Back behind the plate, can't tell the chest protector up. One away with runners at first and second for the East. Here at the
Cito
top of the
Colbert.
seventh.
Did a good job there, partner.
Love
Switch
that
hitting
man.
infielder from Tri-City in the box. He's hitting from the right side against Cal. Another second at bat for Cito. Both have been from the right side.
Is it just me, or I love that Cito. It's just a different name for me. I love it.
It's a baseball name. I think that's what that is.
I think of Culver's as well. West Canton favorite.
This one, this is loaded Culver.
Even though we're in Illinois, but still, they're all over
It's
the
a favorite
place.
around here,
So
too.
I think of him, Cito and Culver's.
People enjoy it around here as well.
1-1 from Duraskovich, the Chicago Heights, Windy City Thunderbolt.
Do we get any more superstars tonight, partner? That's what I'm
I think so. They might come up here.
7th inning stretch, yes.
Brendan said his brother from the Superstars.
Harry Canary during the 7th inning stretch.
Can you believe they were founded in 1998?
No. I feel like I've seen them before, but I've heard of it. I just never knew the name of it or anything.
Louisville,
Pretty fast.
Kentucky is where
1-2
their
pitch
headquarters.
misses up. Yeah, we had them do a dance routine. The dance-off was pretty funny. I believe that was Edwin Mateo and a member of the Sussex County staff. Against Tim Tebow.
Here, it's like a receipt. Here, it's the order. We have Dennis Frogman, Derek Cheetah.
And we saw Mike Rainbow Trout earlier. Is this one in the air, shallow center coming in? That one's going to get down on a bounce for a base hit for Culver. The throw to second, not in time. So bases will be loaded with one out.
Yeah, so here's another one. Peyton Manatee. He's not in attendance,
No,
but
he's not
it's
here.
so goofy. It's so funny. Like Harry Canary.
How about you? You're a hockey guy. Squidney Crosby.
Oh, I don't like that one. Come on now. But it's creative. I mean, no, it's fun.
LeBronco James.
Like that's the thing. It's like it's so funny that, and I think the performance that they do, they're not just mascots. I mean, I don't know. My thing again is how do they entertain those things? It's crazy.
Zach Whalen into the ball game now, hitting in spot of James Nelson. Whalen, Empire State Gray. So the two Gray representatives are into the ball game here in the 7th. Popped up, shallow left field. Jared Watkins, the shortstop, calling everyone off. He'll make the grab, the second out of the inning.
Blake Uriadra is East looking to stay off the scoreboard here. 6 unanswered for the East. That's the thing. I mean, we were yip-yapping in those interviews. All of a sudden, it's a 4 spot, and then they get 2. But all fun here in the broadcast booth this evening is Bear Bonds. This stuff seems right in my wheelhouse, honestly. As I mentioned off air, if this broadcasting doesn't work out, I might have to come to Louisville.
Alex Rodriguez.
Oh man, that'd be
Cal
crazy.
Ripken Jr.
I couldn't imagine performing. I mean, people love it, but they do all those tricks too. I mean, the manager was tackled. I don't know who. That wasn't Steve. I don't think Brooks.
No.
As a coach, but I don't know who.
It was one of the assistants. I'm not sure who it was either, but that was funny, man. That was
They do
good
it
stuff.
safely. Like I don't know. It's hard to explain. Over 8 million fans as a strikeout for the Chicago Heights Windy City Thunderbolt. Cal Duraskovich. It's stretch time now in the 2023 Frontier League All-Star Game. 8-4 East to the bottom of the 7th. We go.
This Thunderbolts broadcast on WXAV is being underwritten in part by St. Xavier University. In 2019, St. Xavier became the first university in Illinois to offer a fully online elementary education master's program that leads to a professional educator's license. For more information on St. Xavier's elementary education master's program, please visit their website, sxu.edu.
Harry Canary singing at the bottom of the 7th inning stretch. Mark Citron alongside Andy Jakob, Patty Cesarini, Ian Varley here for the 2023 All-Star Game Classic. Frank Mastacal still in the ball game, the Quebec Capital. And I mentioned, on air, that's got to be one of my favorite places to be. And just the atmosphere, just old school ballpark, but Frank here on the mound as we will have to bat for the West in an 8-4 lead. Junior Martina, the Netherlands native and Windy City Thunderbolt, will make his way to the plate. Here in an 8-4 lead for the East in the bottom of the 7th. Again, as Superstars, Harry Canary is who's singing the anthem as pitch called strike to Junior Martina, who again one of the premier defensive infielders in this league. 0-1's fouled off. Man, Frank can throw some heat. 94 on that one.
Yeah, already out second inning of work as well, partner.
96 in the gun earlier.
We'll get Aiden Varley at the end of this inning. Another on-field report. Crew working hard as ever here tonight.
That's awesome. As this is fouled off. 0-2 to Martina. Well, it's crazy. At least in one of these pamphlets that we got, it's called the Ball Street Journal. And Terry Bondana, I want to say, is one of the drivers of this edition, as this is a 1 and 2 edition. 1-2 count to Martina, but the final page of this Ball Gazette says it's a little deep, folks, for an All-Star Game Classic. The Meaning of Life, or something like it, by Terry Bonadonna.
I read that last night. It was good stuff.
Swing and a miss, Martina down strike, so a trio of Thunderbolts down swinging, one away in an 8-4 lead for the Eastern Division at the bottom of the 7th.
We're going to get an at-bat here from a member of the Schaumburg Boomers, Gage Howard. First plate appearance at bat for him here in the All-Star Game.
Well, the final paragraph says, baseball is a game of routine. So easy to go through the summer with your head down, focused on your own goals, without stopping to really appreciate the whole scope of where you are. Now, in those rare moments in which the best the league has to offer is right in front of you, it's hard not to look up and appreciate it. I think that is very well said. Just from Terry Bondon to all here in Windy City, to everybody that's been a part of this is,
my goodness.
Good. Is this a good morning, good evening, good night, Andy? No, it's an 0-2 to Gage Howard here, the Schaumburg Boomers.
Ronnie Volcola on the mound for Sussex County. Their entire pitching staff feel like they're here in Crestwood. Is big swing and a miss.
Man,
breaking ball back to back. Tough one to chase there for the second out of the inning. Back to back Ks.
Okay, so I beg your pardon. I mentioned when you were on your break, I mentioned Frank, but okay, good catch there, partner.
A 1.06 ERA, 17 innings tossed, 28 punch-outs. A lot of these, I mean, there's a reason why a lot of the pitching staff from Sussex is here. It's because they have guys out in the bullpen, guys in the rotation that are showing out every night doing stuff like this. 15 appearances for him this season.
96 on the gun there. As this drifts to shortstop and played caught to retire in the bottom of the 7th inning. 8-4, we have an on-field report as the East leads it in the bottom of the 8th. Aiden Varley downstairs.
Bobby Hensley Jr. and Ben Coucher all of them are a big fan of Joliet Slammers. Guys, how have you taken in this experience here at Ozinga Field?
Oh, well, the experience in the field is actually pretty interesting. This is technically my, I say like my third time coming out here to Ozinga Field, and to see the amount from when we go to the Slammers for our ballpark to their ballpark is a big difference, but the environment's still the same. Great environment, great crowd, family-friendly entertainment. It's everything pretty much we can ask for our side.
Now, Bobby, I know that you mentioned that you've been to a previous All-Star game. How's this compared to the other All-Star game that you've been to?
I did like the fact that they changed it from a home run derby to a skills competition. It brought more of what the players are supposed to be doing. The biggest thing that I enjoyed was the bunting competition. That was extremely interesting. A lot of kids can't bunt anymore in the pros or the majors. It was kind of nice to see them bring that aspect to it.
And Ben, I was just wondering, what was your favorite event from yesterday from the All-Star Skills Competition?
To be honest, it's the home run derby. You know, it's like I think it's the one where the crowd was the most excited out of everything. You know.
Also that sudden death home run battle was also exciting too.
Yeah, it's just that I was there for every part of it.
Now, any predictions for how the rest of Joliet's season to go for a little bit?
We need to tighten up our bullpen. If we can tighten up our bullpen, we have the offense. If we can tighten up our pitching, I can see us sneaking into the playoffs.
Thank you guys for doing this. I hope you guys continue to have a blast here at Ozinga Field. Back up to you guys.
Oh my goodness, that is some dear friends there, I believe, at the Steel. Ben, Tree, and Bob. Chicago Steel. Get to mention in hockey there, Joliet Slammer season ticket holders. As an 8-4 lead, the East leads at the top of the 8th. As Leone De La Cruz, the Evansville Otter.
This guy, you don't want to talk about heat. This guy really brings it. My
97.
goodness. Oh.
As pitching to Jeremiah Provar of Quebec.
He's been lights out this season. 41 strikeouts. This is one foul back in 22 innings, a 1.64 ERA. He does have a loss on the year. Do you remember when that loss was, partner?
Against the Windy City Thunderbolts.
That is correct.
Was that the?
That was the Will Riley game.
Yeah.
That was the Will Riley walk-off. Not like we're trying to talk Thunderbolts here during the All-Star game, but that just shows you how great he's been all season long.
Oh my gosh.
He just pumps fastball after fastball. It's impressive to watch. He's got a good pitch mix.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a really nice rhythm and a mix as De La Cruz. And an 8-4 cushion, 17 hits for the East. Oh, inside, you don't want to be hit by that one as man losing his balance.
Profar.
Oh, goodness gracious. You do not have much time to react as a 97-mile-an-hour hitter coming at your kneecap. He's like 2-2 the count here in the top of the 8th as the East in control. And again, this league really about what these guys can do. And Leone, the pitch, the 2-2 jolts him again, this time inside 3-2. And a little smile there from De La Cruz. Looked off speed at 91 on the gun. Full count now.
8-4 ball game, 17 hits, mark for the East, 9 for the West. No errors. That's been nice.
No, 1.64 run average over 22 innings. This one inside is a rapid walk there to begin the inning as tossing the equipment for the East Provar. So a leadoff walk for De La Cruz. And now to the plates for the East will be Arajanu.
Hitting from the right side for the first time today.
Love a switch hitter. Hey, partner.
What did I say in the beginning of the season? Every
Rare
time
breed.
it'd be a dying breed, but then we just kept seeing them. And like, I don't think I can say this anymore because I really feel like, you don't see a lot of switch hitting, at least guys coming through the systems now in baseball. But I feel like every opponent we've had come to town, there's been one. So I've had to kind of eat my words a little bit there.
0-1 the counts here on Anu as De La Cruz looks at first. And the 0-1 right in there. Change up and or breaking pitch. 83 on the gun. 0-2 with strike calls. And I do want to thank Mother Nature as well for staying dry because, man, it looks a little scary. I know there's some tornado warnings in the area, and so I hope everyone that's listening is okay. It's called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. In the words of Andy Yakum, I do say that once in a while on the road as a strikeouts for Anu and Raj. 1 out, 1 on, an 8-4 East lead near the top of the 8th.
We will have Patty Cesarini to go from one on-field hit to another following.
You missed, what is it here? Superstar Harry Canary in the 7th inning stretch.
That was the anthem.
Kind of funny. It's hilarious. Really quick, but the whole glasses, the whole enchilada there. Found off here from.
I ran into him in the hallway when I was coming back in. I looked up for a second, and it startled me a little bit.
Yeah, they're
I was afraid he was gonna eat me. We saw him do that on the field. I was like, I got a broadcast to go finish.
Yeah, some dude came spitting out of one of those things. I don't know, that with his shirt off.
There he is. There's Harry. He's up on the dugout.
Oh my! Speaking of the devil, and they all have tails. These things. They're like inflatable mascots that are goofier, friendly. I want to say they're friendlier, more interactive with the entire audience. I mean, now they're getting into the grill and people on the first baseline. This lady's scared out of her mind right now. 1-2 to Sycamore Loopstock, the Ottawa Titan. Voted 2022 Frontier League Name of the Year. Wonder how does the polling generate 2023? This is inside from De La Cruz. 2-2 the count with 1 gone, an 8-4 East lead in the top of the 8th. The Sycamore Loopstock.
Oh. Look, it's still at Harry down there. He's spraying all the fans with water.
Oh, yeah, it kind of reminds me, of the show. But it's not really the best story. It's a ground ball to third base. Martina will fluff to second. Dawson on for the double play. To the bottom of the 8th, we cruise. We do have Patty Cesarini field sign with another fabulous report. Take it away, Patty.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Ryan Scamacci, the trainer for the Thunderbolts and for the West Division this All-Star game. Ryan, it's your first ever All-Star game. Do you have to prepare any differently for a day like today rather than a regular season game?
I would say slightly, just because obviously there's a lot more collaboration, having people from so many different teams coming together. And so I've reached out to some of the other athletic trainers. I make sure that I have extra things on hand and really take my time to prepare for the day so they have everything they need.
What's it been like collaborating with other athletic trainers?
Honestly, super rewarding. It's really cool because we all come from different places and different backgrounds, but we're all here for the same thing, for these guys to have the best baseball experience, so it was a lot of fun.
How, if you had to rate your experience so far, being here last night, seeing that skills competition, and now watching this All-Star game and watching some of your own guys be out there on the field, what would you rate it?
An 11 out of 10, for sure.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
Absolutely.
Back to you guys.
That's a great guest to have, is Ryan Scamacci.
We had a long conversation with him earlier. I know you and Ryan do a lot, at least in terms of being on the road together and stuff. But
you talk behind the scenes, though. I mean, when you're with the team and you're traveling, and I mean, just in general, a lot of these people, it doesn't matter if it's baseball, football, hockey, soccer, blah blah. They really do. I don't think they get enough recognition for what they do and all the things that they carry. And Ryan is the golden retriever, quote, of the group. He's very happy-go-lucky and very at your service, very, very, very professional. And 8-4 East lead here, the bottom of the 8th and West, looking for a comeback partner. But no, it's a lot of things get behind the fold. As Harry Canary still working in the crowd.
I just see those things and I laugh, Mark. You saw what I think it was the dance-off during the 4th inning when we were off the air. I was losing it, but Raymond Goudouin is into the ball game now for the East, the hard-throwing left-hander from Tri-City. I remember seeing him here at Ozinga at the very beginning of the season, and he's very much like Leone De La Cruz. A lot of nasty stuff from this guy.
All right, there's a bit of a scouting report as Goudouin, Dominican Republic native, fires 97 on the gun. And that's what the scouts stick around for.
It looks effortless from a guy like him and De La Cruz. Yeah. No, those guys bring it. Yeah, you mentioned the scouts. That's definitely something they're out here to look for. A couple guys like that, especially being left-handed. They're lengthy as well.
98 there is 1-1 the count after a called strike. No one missing low and away is Chase Dawson, the Schaumburg Boomer.
Some bullpen action as well out on the west side. We'll keep you posted. Any new entries into the ballgame.
So on the way for Chase. Partner, we'll get a good glance of that scorebook. How's Chase faring tonight?
Dawson, 0 for 2, 3 plate appearances, found his way on. His very first trip up to the plate with a walk in the second inning.
Thanks. There we go. Appreciate Andy Yakum keeping score. Usually I might have a scrapbook, but not tonight.
It's been a challenge. This has been a challenging game with all the external factors.
Veteran score here.
Too.
Andy Yakum. No, it is. I mean, I can barely keep up with the regular one. I was put in the wrong column. But hey, I'm addicted to it. Base hit for Dawson.
You mentioned it, and he delivers.
10th hit for West, down by 4. Leadoff single for the Schaumburg Boomer, which I would say is down the road. I'd say down a couple of highways, and you're there. But under an hour, about what, 40 minutes from here? 45?
About, yeah.
As a trio of teams, we talked to some Joliet Slammer fans there that Aiden Varley must have spotted in the crowd. As having a great time here at Azinga Fields. So nobody out, one on here for Noah Myers, the Evansville Otter. Takes 98-mile-an-hour strike on the outside corner from Goodwan. The Tri-City Valley Cat. And you got to have a good memory partner on that. I mean, and maybe I've seen double amount of baseball, and I'm not just saying that. Uh-oh, this is a ground ball to second. Looks like a 6-4-3. The throw, whoa, way wide. I spoke too soon. They're off the bag at second base. So 1 out, 1 on. And an 8-4 East lead. Fielder choice play.
Still Craig Massey in the ball game. This is plate appearance number 5.
You gotta love that,
Craig
though.
out of the DH spot. He's getting all the at-bats today.
I mean, you think, is this going to be his last All-Star game ever? You never know. And I'm not just saying that, but you got to think in a moment, hey, give the man every ounce he can endure. As Craig to the plate, the Florence Y'all had a great chat with their broadcaster, Anthony Mazzini, earlier. As set. Goodwan, pitch chopped again to short. This time a few steps over on the throw is on the bag. Just one is going to be the play there at shortstop. As J.R. DeCersina the throw, and 2 gone. An 8-4 East lead. The runner on. Here comes the Honolulu kid again, Micah Yonamine.
It's a nice warm round of applause from the Ozinga faithful.
I'll tell you what, don't see another Hawaiian native here in the All-Star festivities. Oh, gee, 2 zeros. Wonder if that was a hundo on the gun there for Goodwan.
Wow.
Just curious.
Gotta
that
be.
thing
It's gotta
was
be.
straight gas. Oh, what does the Yacker say?
Oh, not really mine's not loaded up. Look at this one, though.
Well, that was off 99 on that second pitch. He had to have hit the 100. That's going to be my hot take. It's not even a hot take because the radar gun here that's available to us doesn't have the category for 3 digits. It just had 0-0. Swing and a miss. 98, 1-2 on Yonamine, and Micah was able to talk to him at least from the Windy City side of things, and he mentioned at least in minor league baseball, he said this is where guys at those levels go after you with their heat. And he says usually here they'll throw different pitches, different types, but breaking ball, and that's just Micah silly for Goodwan. Top of the 9th, East in control, 8-4 as he strikes out Micah Yonamine. We'll be right back right after this.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that'll bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your visit today at baseballhall.org.
Support for this Windy City Thunderbolts broadcast is being provided by St. Xavier University. Founded by the Sisters of Mercy in 1846, St. Xavier is Chicago's oldest Catholic institute for higher learning. Grounded in the values of the Sisters of Mercy, St. Xavier University challenges its community members to teach, learn, research, and act not only for themselves, but for others as well. For more information about St. Xavier University and the programs it offers, please visit sxu.edu.
East of 8-4 lead. Mark Citron alongside Andy Yakum as Trevor Teets in the game for the Gateway Grizzlies, representative of the Western Division. Our final inning of the 2023 All-Star Game of the Frontier League here in Crestwood, Illinois. Thank you to Jotham in the studio for the production of this broadcast. And all of our behind-the-scenes team is Rebecca, Rachel, all in our production boiler room, and all the others down on the field that can make this moment and this night possible. So Teets coming into the ball game at a Watertown, Wisconsin 1-0 record, 2.19 earned run average over 24 2/3 innings of work. First pitch swinging here is chopped towards short. Throw to first is made. One away. As retired there is number 9, Chris Quitzer.
7, 8, 9 spots facing Trevor Teets. 1-0 record for the 6'3" right-hander from Watertown, Wisconsin.
Just, oh, partner, yeah, no.
2.19 ERA. 24 2/3 innings tossed, 23 punch-outs on the campaign.
Inside from Teets to J.R. D. Sarcina, his father Gary, some major league pedigree. 1-0 the count to D. Sarcina. Washington Nationals bench coach is Gary. Teets 1-1 the count, one gone, 8-4 East here at the top of the ninth. Check swing, he did go. And the confirmation there from the home plate umpire, Kevin Furman. 1-2 the count. The J.R.D. Sarcina. I love that one. That's a good name. Uh-oh, here comes Harry Canary again down the... I wouldn't want him rubbing off, but like right on his beak on me. Like on the dugout as he's just getting in the fans' faces here along the home dugout in the Western Division. He's got those big old glasses and the pinstripe pants, big yellow looking thing. Looks like a Simpson that's on steroids or something. Honestly, it's crazy. Great fun. These superstars, literally.
Count 1-2 on D. Sarcina.
It's crazy.
I don't know where the rest of them went.
I wonder how you train. I wish that Brennan, I think his brother was one of the main guys. He said he would try to stop by, and that's where, with this game, it's such chaos that, you don't take anything too seriously or personally, but, I would have had so many questions. Just, how do you train?
I got a few off the top of my head right now, I mean, D. Sarcina takes a full count walk with one out. Now runner on first and an 8-4 lead for the East Division in the top of the ninth inning.
Mia Hamster. Nolan Rhino are some of the characters. The ones tonight, again, Derek.
Hey, you're a hockey guy. Mario Lemieux.
Yeah, Lemieux. Strike is called here to Edwin Mateo.
Oh, see, we're in Chicago. I was Mackerel Jordan, not here.
Right?
Missed opportunity.
He probably was pricey. That's my guess. Yeah, I don't know, because he's probably, the best basketball player alive. So maybe they go by. So we had tonight Whale Gretzky, Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow is probably my favorite.
Oh,
that was the one in the dance-off.
Tommy LaSwordfish. That was the one that spit out a guy.
Yeah, big swing and a miss.
And dude, those half naked. Oh my goodness! I'm glad we could get away with that on the broadcast, because it's just wow. That was quite a scene. I was not expecting that one, partner.
No. And
1-2 to Mateo. There's Tietz' pitch. Off speed and outside with 1 on, 1 out. 8-4 Eastern on the top of the 9th. You're still keeping. Oh, he's playing dead as man, Harry Canary. I thought he was gone after the 7th inning stretch.
No, he's been running around the park on this 2-2 to Mateo. Here comes this one. Popped foul down the left field line, giving chase.
Oh, that's
a fair ball. Mateo didn't even realize that he loses the bat near the coach's box, and that'll be a 1-out double for the Sussex County minor, Edwin Mateo.
I'm not going to lie. I thought that was easily fouled, too. The wind's blowing the opposite direction toward right. I wonder if that ball was steered by Mother Nature, and we just want to thank her again to be able to play. It was kind of...
Yeah, it was a little scary driving in today.
Oh.
I know for you, for me.
Monsoon. It was, but no, I wanted the game more important. Like, I want to be safe, but just in general, as we talk about more than a year's worth of work, I mean, this was years in the making, and that's why I don't worry about weather until the day of, and because it's just, you can't control it, but at the same time, it's really torrid conditions, and we're not meteorologists, but Cito Culver takes a strike here in the top of the 9th, runners at second and third, 1 down. As in the Tri-City Valley Cat. Pitch from Tietz is called strike. Gateway Grizzly. Yeah, starting with Jason in the booth in the second, now to the 9th. It's crazy.
Time flies when you're having fun, partner.
Man, so much excitement as this one fouled off, and now the park, it's like life. I mean, that's the thing about it. That's what I really liked in this Ball Street Journal, the final paragraph, as I mentioned a couple innings ago. But if you're really feeling poetic and feeling in the reading spirit, and you're a baseball fanatic, Terry Bonadonna's Wonderful Wasted Time is fabulous. This is a ball driven in, and it's going to be a ball that hits the top of the wall in right field. 2 runs will score for Cito Culver. East looks like they're going to pull away with this ball, barring a miracle. It's 11-4. I thought that was 2 runners at second and third, partner.
I had that down as well.
It is 10. Yeah, there we go. And again,
I was going to say a little confused there.
Third time though. Yeah.
Well hit ball by Culver. He's had 4 hits today, or 3 hits, 2 hits. That's where my scoring is. I have him below Tucker Nathan. Tucker Nathan's had 2 hits. Culver entered in the 6th, so he is 2 for 3.
Number 19 on the night for the Eastern Division and a 10-4 lead. A strike is called quickly here to number 13, Zach Whalen, a Fort Myers native for the Empire State Grays catcher. Takes inside, 1-1.
Only 1 out, too.
Yeah, no, scoreboard seems a bit frozen, but that's all right. It's not a close game, and even if it was, I feel like, we could handle. The umpires can handle. This is popped towards shortstop. Play will be made at short to first. 2-way as Jared Watkins there for Lake Erie, I believe, still in the ball game, partner.
Yeah. Josh Raywald.
He's
back up now. Raywald is still in the game. This will be at bat number 6, the Jackal right fielder.
Josh, if you're curious, the home run derby champ, but
2 hits, 2 runs
guy.
Tonight. Yeah. 6'6". Ooh.
Yeah. That's a lot of
they
power,
say you're calling a basketball game. That's a tall drink of water right there.
And get away with it here. Yeah, no. I could say I'm not gonna though. That's, but that's a gimmick we have together, is because now I just say right down the pipe.
That's good. That's a good one.
And as Raywald fouls us off, Raywald, man, again, productive. 19 hits spread out through the East Division. I mean, can you believe that the Major League All-Star Game was, at least World Series home field advantage was determined by the All-Star? I guess
I'm
see
happy
why.
it got moved away.
Yeah,
from that. That's
exactly.
just me, though.
No, me too.
Especially because my favorite teams in the National League and the NL won for the first time in like 9 seasons yesterday.
Cut and a miss. Teach strikes out the home run king of Ozinga Fields, Josh Raywald. 10-4 East to the bottom of the 9th. We march here from Ozinga Field in the 2023 Frontier League All-Star Game.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
For your teen's music taste.
For dinners, where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot fast and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
If you love them enough to listen to them practice the same song on tuba,
Please be done.
over and over and over and over and over, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Sounds good, honey.
Check today at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Back here for the bottom of the 9th. Wow, we are just about through as Lance Lusk looking to wrap things up. The Spring, Texas native and New Jersey Jackal in the ball game for the East Division. I got to say, those red pants are fly for the
And they
Jackals.
go with the jerseys, too. They
notice
work
that?
with the jerseys. Yeah, I dig.
Wow.
I approve.
Me too.
Put my stamp of approval on it.
Yeah, they're excellent. A+.
For Lusk this year, 22 appearances, all out of the bullpen for the Jackals. He's got a 6-0 record, 4 saves in 22 2/3 innings pitched, a 1.14 earned run average, 38 punch-outs to his name.
Thank you, Andy. Mark Citron, Andy Yakum. Thank you to Patty Cesarini and Aiden Varley for their field reports. If we do have any more, we will take them on, but here in the bottom of the 9th, fans ready to celebrate an incredible 3-day stretch of events as Lusk the pitch to Baez down and away. As I beg your pardon, that's going to be Melvin Navoa. I hope Kyle Dawson doesn't come after me here.
The Wild Things backstop, getting his first plate appearance of the ball game here in the bottom of the 9th with the West trailing by 6.
Fouls it off 1-1, 97 on the gun there for Lance Lusk. And fans, we thank you for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from, but want to thank a lot of people that have made this event possible. Again, I know I mentioned Mike Vershave, Terry Bonadonna, Bill Waluski, who as the assistant general manager of the Windy City Thunderbolts, squeegeeing all last night for hours, picking up things after the field after every Bolts game for hours. I don't know how he does it, before and after. Again, to all the staff that has worked in hospitality groups, manual labor, concession staff, ushers. We met Don before the game here, who said he was there in 2001 with the Cook County Cheetahs. 22 years ago, last had an all-star game, and so this is why it's so special. Swing and a miss down on strikes. Novoa as Lusk one down in a 10-4 East lead here in the bottom of the 9th, and it's easier to just talk it up here in the broadcast booth. But these people, again, just some of the people behind the scenes, as I know that guy who does the bat drag.
I was going to say, it's your favorite.
Brent Spillane. He takes the knob of the bat, takes it from the outside corner of the plate, drags to his right foot with one out, and the Windy City, Wheeling, Illinois native Thunderbolt Brent Spillane takes a called strike, is struck out in the ball game. His mom is in attendance here this evening. Talked to him for the festivities. As Lusk sets the 0-1 to Brent Spillane. Big cut, looked off speed as 90 on the gun, 0-2 to Brent Spillane. Put up a 5 spot in the Derby last night. Such an important component of the Bolts club offensively. 0-2, a check swing inside is called as Whalen looked behind the umpire saying, really? 1-2 the count with one gone. Spillane here in the bottom of the 9th, 10-4 East. Set. 1-2 outside again from Lance Lusk.
Good job by Brent staying disciplined. For him in this ball game, only one at bat. He struck out back in the 6th, so he's looking to do some damage here.
You know, another Chicago Sioux superstar that was out. It's Clammy Sosa.
Was he here today?
No. Swing and a miss. Spillane down on strikes. Windy City just a quad spot of K's in their appearances tonight. Now with 2 outs, we're getting a special pitching change here.
Yep, one member left from the East who has not thrown, as East manager of the Sussex County Miners, Chris Widger, makes his way out to the mound. Right-hander Robbie Hitt from Sussex County, one of his own guys. He's going to call him on to get the final out in this ballgame.
Good stuff. So we'll take a quick breather as the East and Robbie Hitt look to put the bow on the 2023 Frontier League All-Star game right after this.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn. Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey fans, Swapple-Rama is a proud sponsor of your Windy City Thunderbolts. At Swapple-Rama, you can find bargains on cool collectibles, food,
Insert him in the ball game is...
It'll be Martino up at the dish partner. 15 appearances for Hitt this year, all out of the bullpen for Sussex County. He's 3-1, 8 saves. So 8 out of his 15 appearances, he's been able to clinch a save as this one is fouled off. 14 2/3 innings tossed, a 0 ERA. Has not allowed an earned run or a run at all for that matter this season with 16 strikeouts.
Junior Martina for Windy City. Fouls off the first pitch he sees. Martina, again, part of the 4 Bolts. Don't have a hit yet. Can Junior do it with 2 outs? We'll find out. Big cut and a miss. That pitch looked like it was coiling low. 0-2. So the post-game show, is it Patty and...
I think it'll just be me and you, partner.
Love that.
Why not?
1-1, baby. Well, I guess early in the year we did one. Here's the pitch, and it's chopped off. Junior's arm remains 0-2. Here with 2 gone. crowd trying to be, don't know what the word would be, buffered for noise, but I don't think they're partnered. They're like us. They're saying, man, we've had such a blast here. We just want to have more fun. This is outside 1 and 2 to Martina. And just, I can't thank enough. I feel like I'm missing so many people. But all the people that came up and visited us as well, you love to see the passion of the sport. You love to see it grow. As Martina says, buenas noches. And a all-star win for the Eastern Division, 10-4. A strike 3 pitch called by Robbie Hitt. The Sussex County Miners and those two teams, the Windy City Thunderbolts and the Sussex County Miners, will resume their 2023 campaigns in just a couple of days as the All-Star game is over. East wins it 10-4. We'll wrap it up very quickly with our final goodnights right after this brief break.
What grows in the forest? Trees? Sure. Know what else grows in the forest? Our imagination, our sense of wonder, and our family bonds grow too. Because when we disconnect from this and connect with this, we reconnect with each other and build family memories we will carry with us forever. The forest is closer than you think. Find a forest near you and start exploring at discovertheforest.org. It's easy. Just put in your zip code to find family-friendly outdoor destinations near you. You'll also find guides to free activities, games, and amazing forest facts. Give the magic of the outdoors to your kids and reconnect with your family. Find a forest near you at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Over the 2023 All-Star Game to the East Division. 10-4, Mark Citron, Andy Yakum here. And so many big flies in the ball game. I believe Patty Cesarini will try to nab a player of the game.
Our MVP. We're still waiting for it to be named.
Which we will toss out. And Steve Tassler, who was on the program,